Well, good evening, good night, good morning, and good motherfucking weekend and good week. So I want to come by here very quickly. And this is kind of just a last minute broadcast, as I said before. Hey, damn, they want to wait until I get on this damn live to come in here and start doing shit like bitch. Don't play in that damn living room. Demonic asses. Anywho, so I'm doing a video because I had a client come on here, Jay, 28, or excuse me, 29. So y'all, I'm stopped by here because there's things I want to talk about. And I had a client today in person. And she's new to the whole spiritual stuff and whatever. Hey, you ready to go outside, huh? You ready to take your ass outside, huh? Yeah, you ready to be an outside dog. Yeah, you ready to be outside. You ready to go outside. Yeah, go get her. So listen. Yeah, come here. Come here, let me get you together. You ain't tearing up my damn house. Come here, let me get you together. You ain't tearing up my house. Let me get that little wood thing. Stop. Hold on, y'all. Where my little instant paddle at? There we go. Hey. Baby, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Because you can get a whipping too. The devil's a lie. So she brought up. I won't get too long with this because I've been saying this for years, and it's why none of these bitches could take me. And there's many reasons why they cannot take me. Bitch, for one, I'm transgender. Two, bitch, that means we get the same fucking shit. I get the same dick they can get. I don't want the dick they get though. But just bottom line. Okay, that's what it comes down to. But, she was talking about false prophets and fake spiritualists, and she brought up Dorian Virtue. Hey! Get out. Go, get out. Get out. Leave her alone. I don't care. Leave her alone. Because I'll pack you again. Leave her alone. Okay. So, she brought up Doreen Virtue, however the fuck you say that girl's name. Okay, and I say girl because she's an older woman, but yeah, you're a girl. You're not a woman, honey, because you don't know who you are. And so, going into this, and I brought this up to her. This I always tell you guys, when you see spiritual people, the glitz and the glam and the lighting and the setup and this and the statues and the books and all the stuff in the background, usually these are people that don't really know anything about spirituality. They usually studied it, they read books on it, they were told about it, and they thought of it as a monetary gains, a means to make ends meet, a way to make money, and so they jumped in on it. And this is why I always tell you guys it's don't be ashamed, don't be afraid, especially when it comes to you spending fucking money, to ask people about their motherfucking background, where you come from, who your family is, who you connected to, what you do, what got you in spirituality. It's good to ask these questions because a lot of these people, once again, they're doing it just for the money. They're not really gifted. There's no spirituality in them outside of what we're all naturally born with, and that's common sense, right? But to go above and beyond and say, that's why you got all these damn tarot readers, to say that I'm gifted and I have the gift of seeing things and hearing things and all this stuff. But yet before they got on YouTube, their life was filled with criminal records. Their life was filled with bounce checks. Their life was filled with stolen cars. Their life was filled with doing scams with money, business scams, doing bummy ass shit. Even going into losing property. And that's why I tell you guys, like, even if you've researched and you've done your stuff on hoodoo and all this other stuff that these American spiritualists are talking about, you will see that there's rituals and stuff that's been in place since the 1800s. Okay, I told y'all there's a book out there right now that you can find on Amazon. And I'm not going to put that out there because, bitch, for one, haters watching. I don't feed my fucking haters. That's why, once again, I don't be on YouTube like that, because bitches like to fucking watch your shit. They like to cop what the fuck you're talking about, and that gives them fucking content. Okay, so bitch, yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, that's not going to happen. So with that being said, like I said, you do your research. There's books out there that's been written since 1930, right? We'll go to the most recent 1930. And all these spirituals on here were born after fucking 1930. Okay? All of them. Okay? There's no spirituals on here right now that's born before 19 fucking 30. There's bitch. Send me that channel. Send me that person. Go on into YouTube and TikTok, Instagram, all that. Show me that. Because there's none of these people that are born before that. So how is it that there's rituals that were put in place for you to get money so you don't have to scam to pay your rent? How is that there was rituals that were put in place from the South, Oklahoma, Indiana, Ohio, Mississippi, Louisiana, Florida, Alabama? There are rituals that were put in place by people in these regions, right? And we're going to stick with the hoodoo because there's subcategories to that. But there were rituals that were put in place that people knew generationally to stop them from losing their house, to stop them from, getting sick, to stop them from getting medical malpractice, to stopping them from, having children that grew up to be criminals and just out of sync with reality. So like I said, and I just brought that up as an example. So how is it these people that grew up in this lifestyle, how did they have this? How do they have this stuff on their history? How is it that a bitch who knows about who great-grandmother was a witch, and with all due respect, bitch, she couldn't be a powerful witch if she didn't teach you how, or you just didn't know how to do a money ritual, so you didn't have to go to the fucking Kroger market and get caught stealing a pack of fucking bologna. So that's where it comes down to. So you have these Dorian virtues, like I said, who are not from it. It's not them. This is not the natural gift. They don't have clairvoyant, clairaudient. They don't have the ability to sense things and to feel things outside of what is tangible. And one good example of that, these are the ones that are out here writing books on the shit. These are the ones that are out here doing, big seminars on. These are the people that's out here doing group things and commercializing spirituality. When in fact, this is something that should be personal and taken very serious. And I told you guys, and I will continue to tell you guys, there's a lot of money that's been placed on the line when it comes to spirituality, and a lot of money that I have been offered that I refused. And it has nothing to do with me not wanting to do or not feeling comfortable with. It's really, honestly, truly me not wanting to work with just seeing everybody. Because as I taught you guys in the Midwest Hoodoo class, all this is energy. And the more energy you give out, the more the shit ain't gonna work for your ass. So you in here in a fucking boat that's sinking, and you're trying to help everybody else not sink in a fucking boat. When if they were really who they say they are, it's written in the hearts of the hearts. Going into the Bible, going into ancient scriptures, going into the Egyptian scrolls, going into the book of thoughts, going into all this stuff. Everything of who you are and everything that you ought to be is in your heart. So you don't have to have somebody teaching you about hoodoo or voodoo or Norse magic before you realize, like, oh my God, I have a calling. Like those voices, those spirits, those attachments are always there. And attachments are not always bad things. But these gifts that you have, they've always been there with you. It does not wait until you become 40 and 50 for it to come out. It does not wait until you even become 30 to come out. It's always been with you. When you were sitting there and you were about to go steal from Dollar Tree, Walmart, Kroger's, whatever, that little voice that steeped in and said, hey, there's another way. That's what I'm talking about. That's always been with you. Okay. And even going into the chakras, a lot of people are like, I do not subscribe to that. But you talk about Kali Ma, you talk about Ganesha, you talk about all the old culturally appropriating and white people going into Hades. And a bitch, you're not from Hades, though. You're not Haitian, you're Black American. So why are you so concerned about who's going into fucking Hades, bitch? You're not even from there. You're American. Second of all, you over here venerate Lady Guadalupe, Kali Ma, Santa Manta, and bitch, you're not Caribbean. You're not from Mexico. You're not from India. You're not from none of these places. You won't even be caught dead dating these men or these women. But you have the audacity to get up on here and to talk about it. Even going into ancestor money. Like, girl, they have ancestor money in pounds, in euros, in rupees. They have ancestor money in the American dollars. Why are you subscribing to the Taoist or Taoism dollar, hell notes, banknotes, and then sit here and talk about black people, black people, black people, black people. You're confused. You're screwed. You're confused. You're hexed. You're bounded. You're locked down. And like I said, collectively, that's why Black Americans are not progressing. Collectively, I was watching something very lightly and politely earlier today where there was a guy talking about some shopping Black businesses help your community, etc., etc., etc. And I was sitting here absorbing what he was saying, right? Because I'm a critical thinker. But I was also thinking to myself that there's a lot of Black business currently right now in America that make a lot of money, a lot of soul food places, and they're not putting that money into the community. So why do people have to shop Black to help the community out when these already Black-owned businesses are not taking care of their fucking community? Talk about a Black bail bond company. If you think that it's really a pandemic and an epidemic and an issue with Black people being imprisoned illegally, well, open up a bail bond company. Become a lawyer. Do something to help out that just justice, girl. It just doesn't make sense to me. And so once again, going into the Doreen virtues or Doreen virtue, as I said, if you don't know her story, you can definitely do your research on her. But like I said, that's what they do. They want to get into writing the books. They want to start, I got to start a product line and I got to this and that. And that's what I tell y'all. I come out with products to help my clients, but coming out with a mass production of products where there's fucking thousands of oils and thousands of lotions and bath, this and that, I'm not doing that. Because for one, bitch, that's a talus. That's energy. And just to make it massively, I have to make it customly for you for it to be effective. You're better off making your own stuff if you're going to buy something that is massively produced. And I'm telling you what I know. And that's why you got so much information out there of some people saying stuff like, it's better to do your own stuff. It is. But it's also good to go to just like a doctor. You don't, even if you know about medicine and stuff, you still got to go to a doctor to get a prescription. Even if you know about aspirin, 1,000 milligrams of aspirin or Tylenol, yeah, you go to the store and you pop that shit more frequently than what it says, you're going to get sick. But the doctor could give you a prescription for a higher dosage, and you can take more of those pills. So anyway, all that's just an example. And so that's why I said I've never subscribed, meaning I never tuned in and connected with people who it took you to become of an older age to be spiritually connected. And even if I was always spiritual, I never did work for people. So what made you wait all of a sudden to work for people all these years and you have the opportunity to do so? Even going into people who, hey, even going into people oh my God. So even going into people, once again, even going into people that are out here doing these tarot readings and stuff. These are wonderful tools. I've never, put that down. I never, these are wonderful tools to use to decode things and to have tangible evidence of, as I mentioned before. But if you really are gifted with spirit and spirit is showing you and this is real and this and that, you could sense that, you could feel that, even going into rituals and meditations that you can do, that you don't need these cards to give readings. You don't have to connect with that to pull that energy up. And like I said, I just keep going back into, because the original purpose of doing this video was going into false prophets and fake spiritualists. Girl, you've had multiple children by multiple men. The spirit did not guide you on the first baby daddy, the second baby daddy, the third baby daddy, the fourth baby daddy. Some of you at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. But you have a spiritual gift to where spirit shows you. And then, of course, I love when they say, and I've always said this, when they say, well, spirit doesn't show me my stuff, but it shows me others. What kind of spirit are you dealing with? What kind of God or goddess are you fucking with to give you the gifts and abilities to read other people, but can't tell you, bitch, if you keep going in this direction, your life is going to get fucked up. If you keep spending your money inappropriately or just frivolously, don't give a fuck about where it goes and how it comes in and all some good shit, then you're going to be homeless. But the spirit will give you the gift and insight, telling people, oh, you better be careful because spirit is telling me something about your money. How does that work? Where does that work at? What universe are you living in? And then it goes into even DID and going into the home class. We talked about this. DID, where that comes from. The fragmentation, the breaking up of who you are, your brain structure, your natural programming. And then you get into a space, a place where there's trauma, and then your body starts breaking down because no matter what, you have to keep going, the ebb and flow of things. So in that process, the body starts to, the different aspect of the mind, the conscious mind, starts to patch up, cover up, re-edit, revise an identity that's not yours. And even going to it being deeper than that, DID could also be a past life situation, a past trauma. In your last life, you were Zach. The life before that, you were Lily. The life before that, you were Isaiah. The life before that, you were Macarena. And then all of a sudden, this life, you got all these, I got 5 identities, Isaiah. Yeah, so that could be that too. But once again, all this deals with energy. And like I said, going into people that don't want, I don't really subscribe to the chakra thing. You don't have to. Native Americans had a chakra system, an energy system. Africans have, and we're talking about the ancient world, because a lot of these countries are now Christian, Jewish, now they become revised. But the ancient, they had energy systems. The Chinese had energy systems. The indigenous, the Africans, as I said before, the Middle Easterns, they all have their own energy systems. And so once again, going into little children who wants to be grown, going into little girls who wants to act like adults. And as I said before, age is nothing but a motherfucking number. How I see you in your age is your experience and the wisdom you got from your experiences. Because wisdom is going through stuff and applying what you've learned to your life to do things different. If you're really gifted and you had a gift from God and you were born into special circumstances with a quill over your eye and the veil was there and all sorts of good stuff, then that means you always had gifts to know right from wrong. And you didn't have to be taught that. You just naturally knew that. Going into me, when I got in trouble, my mama could motherfucking testify. When I got into trouble growing up, I didn't get into trouble growing up doing fucking stupid ass shit because I'm going to do this. I was, you know what? They're doing that. That seems a little fun. Yeah, let me do that too. And it wasn't all the time. It wasn't all the time. Or someone lied and say, hey, Auntie said that we could do this. Auntie Ida said that we could do this. So I was like, oh, really? Me not thinking, let me go ask first and I would do it. And of course, because I'm not a snitch ass bitch, I never said, well, they told me to do it. Kids do that. Well, they told me to do it. I never did that. Bitch, I took responsibility and accountability for what I did. I got my ass whooped. I got put in the motherfucking corner. I got put on fucking punishment. Bitch, couldn't go outside my motherfucking room for 30 motherfucking days. Bitch, I learned my lesson. And so it is wisdom that I gained through my motherfucking experiences. And that's why I could sit here today without a criminal record. That's why I could sit here today without being addicted to drugs, alcohol, or any other substances. That's why I could sit here today and I can tell y'all that any major mistake that I made in life was fucking with the wrong people. And not fucking with the wrong people to where they got me into trouble, but it almost went there. And I said, bitch, I should have thought before it even got this far. And even going into my little dry period that I had, because of course people could say, what about when you talk about you were struggling, you had to take a bath in cold water and you had to start. First of all, I was an adult when that happened. That's the first thing. I was an adult. Because my mother growing up, she had multiple jobs to make sure that we had a roof over our head and food in our motherfucking mouth. Okay, she's the definition of what a human being is. Okay, hustling and making things happen for you, and don't put excuses. Oh my God, my children, baby fathers are little boys, and they want to hoe around. So poor me. No, but like I said, when I went through my little period and didn't have food and all this other stuff, bitch, I was put in that situation, and I could have escape that situation. I could have prevented that situation. And we're not going to talk about coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda. I wish I would have. Going into spirituality, I rejected that because of what I was going through. I was changing. I was growing still. I was 19 years old, shifting. A lot of stuff was going on in my life and going into my roots. That's wrong. That's not right. And I disconnected. And I still did certain things. I still did angel veneration and angel prayers. I had a friend who actually thought I was crazy. And Archangel Gabriel actually manifested in my motherfucking living room. And that I turned him into a believer. And this is, I won't say he's a homosexual Christian, but this got him into really getting into reading about angels and reading about God, because he did not know about that stuff. You know, his family was very, I guess you could say, loose Christian. And when he saw that, he was like, whoa, wait a minute. And so, like I said, you know, I was like, oh, you know, I don't want to fuck myself up. But once again, there was always that little voice like, listen, you don't got to go through what you're going through. And like I said, I got out without scamming. I got out without stealing. And I'm not saying this to be boastful. I'm not saying this to put anybody down. This is my experience. This is my story. Me going without food and shit and working for the shit still. And even going into people trying to shame sex workers. Bitch, she did it. He did it. While your ass was out here with your legs spread open, begging and getting in the system, getting on EBT and welfare. And I'm not clowning people who've done that. I'm just speaking on it. They did it. They did it, honey. They said, bitch, I'm not going to fuck up my life or someone else's life. So let me get it while I can get it. And that's what they did. And they got out of it. The smart ones. Because there's some that have been sucking dick for 20 years and staying got shit. I know of a few. They've been escorting and shit, girl, you know, 20-something years and girl. So it's like at the end of the day, you know, it's about really, are you really who you say you are? If you really have a calling, that calling will always be there. And even when you say, you know, I think I'm going to go to school to be this, the spirit step in and say, well, wait a minute, that's not my purpose for you. And that also goes into knowing thyself. If you know yourself, but you don't got to wait until you're 40 or 45 or 50 and going into, you know, Dorian's story, you know, 30-something years old to say, hey, I think that's what I'm going to do. And then change your mind 30 years later. 40 years later. Like, that's not how that works. If you know who you are and you know what you are, you will always say the same. You will always do what you do. And like I said, that's why I'm spiritual. I'm not spiritual because I have to believe in something. I'm not spiritual because Christianity rejected me, or Islam rejected me, or Buddhism rejected me. I'm spiritual, bitch, because I know what I know. I do what I do. And I am at where I'm at because of that. People always try to go, oh, well, how this bitch doing it with no help? Bitch, because I'm spiritual. And I believe in my spirits. I trust in my spirits. And they've never let me motherfucking wrong. But when you're not sure of yourself, because you being the spiritualist that you are, and I'm talking about the authentic people, you being the spiritualist that you are the commander in chief. Okay? The only thing that is above you and that rules over you is the universal God. That's it. Everything else is underneath you. Everything else is subservient to you. You're in this life. You're in the physical realm. You venerate. You ask for these energies to come in to assist you, but you don't have to. And going into the TV show American Gods, it talked about that. You know, feeding these gods to resurrect them. And if you didn't resurrect them, bitch, they were just laying there. They had no power. So you have to understand that you are more powerful than you ever know. And like I said, I'm talking to the authentic people. I'm not talking to the victims. You're not going to be a high priestess and superior, because being a high priestess, you are superior. You are above the mundane. You are above the natural laws. You're above the laws of the land. You understand the laws of the land and the laws of the universe, and you work with the laws of the universe. Going even into the definition of magic. People are like, what is magic? I get asked that a lot. Magic is energy, but it's really being a high priestess, or being a magi, being a powerful manifester, getting what you want in this motherfucking life. It's about knowing the universal laws and how to apply them to your motherfucking life. Going into all the universal laws, there's actually 283 of them. 21 of them are commonly spoken about. The law of vibration, the law of attraction, you know, those are the simpler things, but there's deeper laws than just that, that's rooted deeper than what you are right now. And so I want you to understand, for those of you out there that are shopping around for spiritualists, ask them about their motherfucking life story, because bitch, we can lay it online. I've done it. I've showed a background record on here, a background check on my motherfucking history, bitch. I can bring people on, cousins, aunties, uncles, mama, daddy, brothers. I can bring whoever the fuck you need to bring up on here, audio or visual, to verify, bitch, that I've always been straight-laced. I've always been that girl to say, bitch, instead of me scamming and scheming and lying to get ahead, bitch, let my spirits do their motherfucking work. And if it's meant for me to have it, I'm going to motherfucking have it. That whole, I gotta steal it, I gotta lie to get it, I gotta dim other people's light to make my light shine brighter, comes from hoes who don't think they deserve it. And if you don't think you deserve it, the universe is never gonna give it to you. So you have to say, I'm worthy of a man that I get 100% of his motherfucking time. I'm worthy of a new house, a new car. I'm worthy of a nice, safe environment. I'm worthy of getting food, make sure my bills are paid every fucking month. I'm worthy of having the lights on. I'm worthy of being able to spend money whenever the fuck I want to spend and don't have to worry about not having it. Like, all of this deals with energy. All of this starts with knowing thyself. And so I got to keep stressing that. Knowing thyself. And if this is not for you and you think, oh, it's going to be a way for me to make money, bitch, you cutting yourself short, because we all have themes and we all have schemes, okay, that are part of our lifeline, that are part of our purpose. And a lot of us are missing out on it because we want to hang with the wrong friends. We want to do the wrong jobs because it's paying our bills. And it's like, if you're not really sexual, then you shouldn't get into the adult world. If you're not really interested in doing work with people, regardless of their race, gender, or sexual orientation, then maybe it's meant for you to stay being that narrow-minded straight woman, that whatever it is that they do. Like I said, girl, when you're saying that you're superior than the mundane world and you could do work on it, I could light a candle on it, now you're dealing with higher powers. And now you've moved into a whole nother arena. So now you understand that spirit does not see people based on their color, sexuality, and or motherfucking race. And I said that motherfucker correctly, because a lot of these black people that are light-skinned, they think they motherfucking white. And they still get motherfucking mistreated like everybody else. Okay, bitch, I said what I said, even going into the straight, agenda and shit. Well, I'm a woman and you have it harder than me. Girl, allegedly, they still call you a nigga. So, bitch, I can never be pressed by somebody who's still called out their motherfucking name and disrespected. Okay, and it kind of reminds me of Auntie Rue. Her song called Step Your Pussy Up, Girl, where she said, girl, all your biological women, honey, you got to learn to step it up, girl, because you got all these transsexual. It's true. Bitch, everybody can get it, girl. You got women going for the gay boys. You got the gay boys going for the woman. You got the lesbians going for the gay boys. You got the gay boys going, the trans going for the gay boys. You got the trans going for the woman. Girl, everybody can get it. So, bitch, everybody's your competition now, sis. Bitch, don't think, well, I can have children. Okay. What has that gotten you so far, sis? And there's no cut in on that. But you have gotten children. But what is the divorce rate right now? How many single mothers are there out there right now? So it's like, sis, I'd rather settle for being single and having a bag than to be single and have to make a bag and make sure there's more bags coming in to feed 7 mouths or 8 mouths or 5 mouths or 3 mouths or 2 mouths. And I'm just saying, that's not a cut in, with all due respect. That's me speaking my motherfucking truth. So like I said, I can never feel pressed about anybody that go through the same motherfucking struggles that I possibly could go through, but on a different motherfucking level. Because, bitch, we all can get got. We all can get motherfucking got. And so I leave y'all with that. When you meet people that are claiming to be spiritualists and prophetess and I can see stuff and spirit is talking to me now, ask them about their past. Spirit didn't teach you how to stop your home from going into foreclosure. Spirit didn't teach you how to pay off those credit card debts, because they got hoodoo spells for that. Girl, going into the Catherine Miss thing, because we're not just only talking about Doreen, honey. We're talking about all the girls. Going into Miss Catherine, girl, didn't her church get burnt down up there in Forestville or something? And it's like, well, how do you have a book on how to prevent fires? There's a ritual to stop you from being a victim of a fire, but y'all place got burned down on a fire and y'all had GoFundMe accounts and shit. Like, that's amazing to me. And then it's like, all these books y'all got and all this shit y'all got going on, with all due respect, sis, you couldn't wait, y'all didn't have insurance? Because, bitch, first of all, I mean, I'm just being truthful here. If you have the mind to be spiritual and spirit is talking to you and higher powers are there, you also have the sense and the smarts to also protect your investments. So the whole idea of the spirits came in because, like I said, if it's of a higher power, of a greater power, then the higher power and the greater power come in and teach you how to get ahead the right way. It would have said, go ahead and get you some fire insurance on your building to make sure when something do go down, especially being in Forestville, California, girl, there's a lot of trees up there, I would imagine. Um, it could be a natural fucking fire. We know the Californians have fires every year. We know that. So it's like, girl, what's really going on with these people? And of course, people are going to say, well, it's a race thing. It's because, they're trying to take the black stuff and they're trying to make it their own. And spirits are getting them together. But even you black folks are getting together. Once again, if you have these gifts of being, and I don't really get into the male black spiritualists, and I'm not even cutting in, I don't get into them. I think there's like one of them that someone brought up before because he was collaborating with a white witch that called herself Black Witch or something like that. I don't know, it was some weird shit somebody sent me a couple of years ago. I got into him a little bit. But I was like, I don't really get into that. I stay in my own lane. And the only reason why I really always talk about these female black spirituals because they always come into my lane. They're always checking up on me. They're always checking up on this dick and these titties. Just something about this just excites them, girl. A two-spirited spiritualist. Just they get so excited. They're just like, even to where they were like stalking me on my adult shit, girl. I'm in there playing with myself, girl. They coming in, hey, girl. Hey, girl, what you doing? Like, girl, oh, weird ass bitch. I wish I could stalk y'all baby fathers though and get these child supports that they owe y'all back child support. I wish I could do some hoodoo spells and voodoo spells to get your child support too from these motherfuckers. Cause that's that's the type of shit I'm into. Bitch, I wish I could get into it to where this motherfucker don't keep having kids with other motherfucking people. Like I said, I don't really subscribe, but I've seen a couple of shit, and I'm just like, girl, you're a fool, you're a kiki, you're a cackle, okay? And it's really, really disrespectful and quite embarrassing, to be honest with you, where so-called white folk already look at black folk as if, we're funny looking, funny acting. We're going into the Sambo energy and shit and the Aunt Jemima. We're already just these animalistic people just going crazy. And then y'all sit on here and you talk about you're born into a power. You're born into a lineage of power, but you got fucked up credit. Bitch, you out here gotta beg for fucking penny shit crate and GoFundMe's and shit. And it's just like, girl, how did your ancestors keep their property? Like, I really want to know, how did your ancestors keep their property? Like, girl, it just makes no sense to me. But you want us to believe it. And like I said, I don't believe it. I will never believe it, honey. I believe it when I see it. And you got to practice what you preach and be of an example. That's why I do what I do. Anybody that I fuck with privately, any client that I ever had, you want to know anything about me, anything that I do, how I do, bitch, I have no problem sharing it with you. But I'll always say this, bitch, your door will always open for me. Okay, because I'm that bitch. I practice what I preach. Bitch, I'm not going to sit here and just do shit to do shit. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to keep doing it. I got the ability to help you get money, but I'm struggling. I got the ability to help you get your life together, but my life is in motherfucking shambles. How does that work? So I'm actually pretty glad and happy that during Virtue, which of course, going into that thing, very lightly and politely, I do see her still being involved with some occult stuff. I do see her being a ghostwriter. And I'm giving you my spiritual opinion. I do see her doing some behind the scene work because, people act like, well, I'm a Christian now. And so I don't really do that witchcraft stuff. And it's just like, girl, a bitch like me use the scripture, the same book you read. I use that scripture to get my bills paid, to keep my debt clearing up, to keep my health in good standing, to allow me to be who I am and go where I need to go with motherfucking protection. I read the same motherfucking book you read. And it's the art of praying, not what you're reading and thinking you're praying to. It's the art of praying. Because the whole thing about people say, well, I don't even read the Bible and I get my accomplishment because you know how to speak. Prayer is the art of talking and petitioning. That means bargaining, connecting, trying to tap into energy. And meditation is the act of listening and opening yourself up for that to come in. A lot of people just pray and they half-ass pray, but they don't actually sit down and open themselves up for it. They're not willing to do the work. And like I tell people, even when I do work for people, you've been dealing with stuff for years. Hey, you know what? You know what? Hey, come here, because I just saw that. Stop lifting your leg up right there. I'm gonna start hitting y'all with these incense box. It's the art of praying. And like I said, some people half-ass pray. They half-ass pray. They're not convicted in what they're praying for. And they're not opening stuff up. And like I said, going into my clients, when they come to me for work, I tell them, you've been dealing with this for 7 years. This is a continuous process. And then you have to unlearn what you've been okay with settling for. And then you have to relearn what you're not willing to accept. Going into learning yourself. And that's where this all connects to. Healing thyself, knowing thyself. If you don't know yourself and you did not heal yourself, bitch, you will never progress. You never proceed. You will never succeed, excel naturally. You would always have to lie, cheat, and steal to get there. Which, once again, to me, that's very low, very bummy. So, I do think there's some, bummy ass spiritualists. And like I said, I don't fuck with none of these hoes. I don't give a fuck about a girl. Hi, this and that. But bitch, unless I've seen you in person and I actually, okay, this is how this person is moving on. I know your story. Bitch, it will never happen. I don't give a fuck about that shit, girl. Hell no. But then it might get a little nasty. But even going into, I told y'all in the past, going into one of these girls on here who became, not an enemy. She just didn't mind her damn business. And now she don't even do spiritual work no more. But going into her, once again, she reached out to me. I've seen her, in the past. I saw her in the past, like 2013 and stuff. But I never reached out to her. And then out the blue, she reached out to me. And I shared something with her because somebody was getting work done with me. And they were bringing her up in a messy way. So a good example is, let me just give you a little example. So I was doing a work for one person. They had success, obviously, because we've done multiple works together. She then tell her sister about what I can do. The sister reaches out to me, and I'm already like not really feeling comfortable with this energy, just a little bit. But because I trust the sister and I vibe with her, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do the work. Either way, while we're doing the work, things are coming up, like things are manifesting very quickly. And usually that really happens when there's a lot of energy in the motherfucking pot, any motherfucking way. So it was already like manifesting very quickly. But the person was like asking questions about dead stuff, right? And I'm just telling what I'm seeing. Like, listen, you're doing some shit. You're mixing energies, and that's not good. And sure enough, Spirit told me, goddess. And so days went on, I'm minding my business, and I could see exactly what I'm doing right here, because I remember that one of my clients came to me in person, and after she left, we were at the hotel, and I got a call, and the person said, I don't want to be too messy, but there's some stuff going on right now. And, I was told that this and that, and this other spiritualist is da 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 da. So I'm just like, I don't believe that. I think there's some messy shit going on, right? Without me going into detail about what the fuck this is, because I don't want to get nobody messed up or caught up or anything. And sure enough, I emailed this person. I messaged them on Facebook because we were Facebook friends. So I contact them and I say, hey, boo, you don't know me, but yeah. But yeah, basically this happened, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, oh, I don't know who that is. Of course, protecting themselves, obviously. But I'll be on the lookout. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just warning you because they're a little messy, and I would hate to see some shit go down with you. Fast forwarding, I want to say a year later, that's when all this foolery started happening. It actually wasn't even a year later. It was actually 6 months later, but she got into the picture about 8 months after that, and was, mimicking me and shit. And it's just like, girl, but you're a fan. So I'm not offended at all because, bitch, I looked at you from afar and you actually saw me somehow and you actually connected. Okay. And like I said, I don't think I'm that girl. I'm just Mystic Persia. Okay. What I do is for me. I help people to help people, for me and for them. It's not about a competition. It's not about me being the best, being this and that. Because once again, going into that public stuff and getting accolades and all that good stuff, girl, back in the day, moving in secret, girl, you didn't know who was the fucking greatest oracle or the greatest motherfucking prophet. And that also connects me with some stuff that I saw with this Romania stuff. Okay, let's talk about that very lightly and politely. This Romania stuff, Romania. Okay, which by the way, they got some sexy ass motherfucking men there, y'all. Girl, when I used to get on cam, y'all, those Romanian men used to be like, ooh, 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 ooh. And I'd be like, oh my God, where you from, baby? And they were always from either Romania or they were from fucking Sweden. Sweden. Okay. So, and they taught me how to say some words in Sweden too, y'all, by the way. I know some Swedish words. Yes, honey. Like milk, Anyway, so I was looking at this little shit right here, and these people, I won't even go into it, but these people were a fool. Oh, we got recognized for this and that. And it kind of brought me into a Romanian witch that conned me. Oh, bitch. Oh, girl, those spirits getting that bitch together. I know they getting her right together. Because I saw a video of her like a year after, and then she looked like she aged 30 years. But anyway, a Romanian witch got, girl, she scammed me. Girl, just like you were just like over there at the motherfucking gas station up there in Sacramento, California. Girl, talk about I can help get the dent out your car. Oh, really? How much? And y'all know what I'm talking about. Anybody that's up here, you know what I'm talking about. Anybody in motherfucking California, you know what I'm talking about, girl. These gypsies, okay, Romanian gypsies over here in California, girl. And I told you to say about them at the gas station, girl, where they were gagging. Where they were gagging, honey. They were gagging. Girl, they were like, we can get the specs off your car, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, all in this donation. And then the guy who was the ugliest one, who I really wasn't paying no attention to, the cute one, I was like, mm-mm. And he's like, yo, I think, he's talking to him in his language, girl. I think that, and then he's like, oh, really? Well, I'm no gay. And then, girl, I just ignored it like, and he's like, oh, my bad. I mean, he was telling me like how he think that you were born a man and how that I'm a little weird for liking it. And I looked at him and I'm like, well, regardless of the situation, he would never get it. And I still paid him that $50, bitch. I sure did. Yes, girl, it's $50. He told me 80 and then he went down to 50. I gave him I said, oh, here you go. Just let him know that, bitch, I'm that girl. Bitch, I got in my car, bitch, I drove the fuck off. Like, bitch, yeah, I'm still not bothered. And, bitch, I should have said he only knew the girls because over there in Sacramento, bitch, y'all be paying for those escorts. Because, bitch, there is nothing on me that's spookable like that, bitch. Hello? Girl, I was very natural. I was very Abercrombie tuna that day. Very natural. Bitch, so he clocked it and you didn't because he's into the girls. And he's one of those motherfuckers that would try to come over there and try to skim and scam you, bitch. Talk about all he got is 80 when you told him 150 for 15 motherfucking minutes. You talk about $80 and he want to fuck. Excuse me? I'm not fucking for $80, but you can ask any girl. You go out there and fuck those other girls for $80, bitch. If I get something for you, bitch, $80 is only going to pay for the motherfucking best for one motherfucking week. Bitch, get the fuck up out of here. But anyway, girl, they were talking about powerful witches and this and that, and I couldn't help but wonder of how the infrastructure or the dwelling of where they were at came into play. And then I think someone else brought up, I was talking to one of my people about this privately, and they were talking about how they made these people get married and then they have to divorce. And someone jokingly was like, well, the spirits didn't tell you if you're a powerful psychic. The spirits didn't tell you that it wasn't going to work out. And that shit that I be talking about with these girls out there. So like I said, girl, anywho, girl, this fake ass shit, the charlatan ass shit, the new age witchery bitches talk about, I got this, I got that, I can do this, I can do that, but you can't show it. Spirit talked to you, you've always had the gifts and the prophecy, but Spirit didn't tell you that you were going to be a single mother And if Spirit did show you that you're going to be a single mother, and you that your baby father was going to leave you like that, him being the scum of the earth that he is, then why? Shame on you for putting your other children through that. Shame on you for knowingly aware of that you will not be able to provide for your children, and you keep doing it over and over and over again, knowing that this man is not going to be in your life, or these men are not going to be in your life. Shame on you. Shame on you. And you are an epiphany. No, excuse me. Okay. Let me stop. Not an epiphany. Not an epiphany, honey. You're not an idea. Bitch, you are an example of why they say what they say. And then you wonder why they call you bitch. That's what Tupac said, right? The greatest rapper alive, honey, who, by the way, was a Gemini. He said it. He said, y'all, I wonder why they call you bitch. Wonder why they call you nigga, huh? I'm just saying. So anyway, I leave you with that, honey. Know who you're dealing with. Do your research. A bitch who says she is what she is, she will always be who she is, starting at a young age. The calling for you to be who you are is always there. The urge for you to be who you are. That's the thing. I never could understand how people who are really trans could wait until they're 50 or 60 to transition. Like that yearning of being who you are did not take you out. Like for me, it was fight or flight. For me, it was either me be who I am, and it could be because I'm intersex, but me being who I am fully, or bitch, I gotta go. And when I couldn't think, when I wasn't really there, because of course your brain does not fully start developing until you're about 21. This is why, and it's fully developed around 25. This is why you cannot rent a car until you're 25 years old, as we talked about before. You cannot rent a car before 25 years old because your reasoning and logic does not kick in until about 25. Some of us are late bloomers, so it's about 27, 28. That's why they say 27, your frontal lobe is fully developed. And then if you're going into energetic perspectives, right? Because this is a spiritual channel. Your chakras develop, going into the home class, this. Your chakras develop at certain ages, and it recycle back around at a later age, right? Right? So going into this from 0 months, being in the utero, to about 85 years old, right? 65 plus. The same chakras cycle through over and over again, and you have possibly the same experience, but a different outcome. So if you were developed into, because they're going into the crown and stuff, right? When your crown and the soma and the causal vortex, all these other energies start developing, the throat chakra, all the good side, the third eye, about 27 to 32, you've already made your mistakes with that first cycle. When you go into, and I told y'all, anybody who's taken the home class, people throw out numbers at 40 years old, at 38, at 44, 52, 60, all this good stuff. Go back and look at your notes with this class around that age. What energies are developing? What energies are cycling through again? So if she was a chosen one, she had the gifts. She was Neo. She had the ability to supersede. She was a savior of some sort. She was a descendant of something greater, something higher. She's a child of something greater. She's connected to an Orisha, Aloha. She's connected to a deity, a powerful deity, not one that is slumbering right now, because there's goddesses and gods out there who are asleep that people don't even know about. They don't venerate. Going into even languages, there's lost languages out there. But going into that, like I said, if these people are really, really venerating, I forgot where the fuck I was going with that. If these people were connected to that and claim to be connected to that, then it would have shown. There you go. It would have shown. You wouldn't have had to bump your head 20 times. You wouldn't have had to do what everybody else do. Because it's like, what separates you from the regular people? If you're really gifted, sis. What separates you from Tom, Dick, and motherfucking Harry if you've done the same shit they've done? And I had somebody in the past talk about some of this experience that people do actually gives them a sense of being connected, um, similarity. There's another word that I'm looking for. And I said, yeah, I guess everyone is different when it comes to learning, because a fool a fool has to bump his head even after seeing people bump their head on a wall and it busts wide open. A fool have to go and bump their head against the wall just to see if the wall really gonna bust their head open. A smart person or a wise man will see that, oh wow, they bumping their head against that wall. Let me go in and stay back. And that's what I tell you, bitch, like my family, going to my family, I have a mixture of everything. Gang members, ex-gang members, active gang members, recovered gang members, military people, legal official, government officials. Either way, just a mixture of all that. So I knew about a lot of stuff, about wearing different colors in certain areas, and you don't bring up certain stuff around certain people. Just the common things to stay protected and to stay safe. But some people knew about this stuff and they didn't give a fuck. So they still did what they wanted to do and they got. And some of them are not here right now. And some of them are going through stuff. So I'm just saying as an example, like a wise person looks, see Bella messing him up. That's like you tell him, hey, leave him alone. Leave him alone. I'm going to speak out with this box. So that's why I tell y'all that a wise man they don't have to go through things in order to get connected. And some people, well, maybe that was a part of their story. Okay. But if they're a god or a goddess and they know they motherfucking calling, because this is not motherfucking 1970, this is not motherfucking 1960. And we can break this down too in a free class that I'm going to do on here. Now that's going to be, yes, that's what I'm going to do. The idea, just spirit is spoken and I'm doing it. We're going to do a class on generations from 1940 to motherfucking now, and the gifts and the planetary involvements of how your brain is structured. Every generation, every decade, and it's not from the 80s to the 90s. There's actually like from, 82 to 93, like that. Every decade or every age of generation, there's different things that are being, that there's different, how would I say this? There's different energies that are awakening up and manifesting, and it moves through and it's creating things. And even going into now, they said they found a new study that there's certain signals in the brain. So that means people that are having kids now, these children that are going to be born now, that's what I said, bitch, y'all need to really watch who you have children with. Because at this point, I'm a little worried about the future of this world. Honestly, I'm a little worried about the future of the world, because I'm just like, girl, whew, the way these kids are going, and the parents of these kids, like these kids that are what, 10 years old and stuff now. These parents are born in the 90s and the early 2000s. It's like, damn. Some of them probably the 80s, but it's like, ugh, sis. Damn, honey. Ooh, no, ma'am. But anyway, I'm going to go over how these energies, how being born and these planetary influences, because of course, going into the natal chart, going into the constellation of you. That's why it's called the universe, right? And going into solar, you are a part of something greater. So the universe, your universe, is what's on your natal chart. So what planets are in retrograde, this and that, how far it was from the planet Earth, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, bitch, come on in here. Will dictate your spiritual ability, your financial ability, your ability to be productive or not so productive. We'll keep it there. So we're going to talk about that because, of course, I think I have the conversation about this similar. And somebody got offended because they were born in the 70s, like 76. And I mentioned something. They were like, ooh, girl, that's what's wrong with y'all now. You young ones think you're greater. And I told y'all, bitch, the certain parts of 80s to certain parts of the 90s, those who were born between that, I want to say 1981 and 1992, were actually the greatest gift to humanity right now. They were the greatest gifts. And that's why during the 90s and the 80s, they were introducing a lot of stuff into the foods. They were introducing a lot of stuff into TV. They were introducing a lot of stuff into everything. Do your research. drugs in the systems. They were incorporating drugs into the project shit because, bitch, they did not want what they got going on now to change. But little do they know that people like me preserved our divine rights because, bitch, we weren't stupid to say, well, I'm going to try drugs. We weren't stupid to be put to motherfucking sleep. We didn't take the motherfucking blue pill. Bitch, I said what I said. So, bitch, because you took the fucking blue pill, bitch, don't come at me. Don't come at me, bitch, because you took the motherfucking blue pill and you wasn't. Well, girl, that's your story. Now, there's a lot of people out there like me. And like I said, once again, I'm not coming for people who was born within that time frame and who was addicted to drugs and alcohol. Of course, this goes into traumas too. And this goes into being blindsided. But of course, a lot of you are still young. You're in your 20s, you're in your 30s. So you're still fresh. And you still have the opportunity to change. And also going into doing work for people. I talk about what I talk about with people who are actually out here trying to be a leader for others. Bitch, you cannot lead when you have not been taught. Bitch, catch that. You cannot lead when you have not been taught. You have not been taught how to protect yourself. Going into your yoni and this and that. Like I said, bitch, I was a motherfucking sex worker, bitch, but everybody want nibbling and sucking and licking on this over here. Bitch, I can bet you that. Bitch, I don't give a fuck what, bitch. Bitch, there was a time, bitch, that my peach bill was $356, bitch. I had only $172 paying that motherfucking bill. And the motherfucking guy came over and was like, I got $800 for you right now if you let me fuck you. Bitch, lightly, kindly, and very widely, bitch, I opened the door and said, bitch, you gotta go. You gotta go. You got 10 seconds to go. And bitch, oh girl, you're stupid. Your life's about to get cut off. It sure was. I had a 40-hour notice. Sure was 2013, bitch. Sure motherfucking was. But let me tell you, bitch, when that motherfucker walked out, bitch, that's when I met my next client, who just so happened was a Nigerian doctor. I won't go into where he was from, but he was visiting, drove all the way from San Francisco, California to come and see me. I lived an hour and I think 45 minutes from San Francisco at that time. Came, brought me $500 motherfucking dollars, and all we did was talk. We talked for what? A good hour and maybe like 10 minutes. It could have been longer, but it was literally getting really, really late, and I still have not ate yet. And I was thinking about ice cream and peach cobbler. I was like, oh my God. I still remember that. So it's like, girl. So it's like, yeah. I was always aware of my body and my energies. That's not something that I just came up with now and oh, this is the only way for me, so now I have to do it. Bitch, this is my life. This is my fucking life. Anybody can tell you that. This is my fucking life. This is how I've been able to protect myself and to be a transgender in this world and survive. This is how I've been able to get where I need to get to and maneuver through and go through things without my race, my gender, anything being a motherfucking issue. That's how. So, bitch, like I said, when you come for somebody who's on your level. In the sense of your knowingness. Not my knowingness, bitch. Your knowingness. So, that's really it, honey, because I have a feeling that these little whole boat of Jodas is going to get out of hand again. Let's go on to it. Come on in here, Julie Joey. That's why, hey. Yes, honey, come on here, TC. Good morning. You've always taught us about being selective who we work with and work for. That's right, TC. And especially spirituality. People don't know. This is some serious shit. Going into the home class, you know why this is serious shit. Opening your energy like, girl. And that's why I'm like, in my mind, for you to be an experienced spiritualist, yo mama witch and your grandmama witch didn't teach you about how to be selective on who you have sex with. That's literally letting somebody wear your underwear. And that's why I was asking when people are like, oh girl, the sex is good. Would you let him wear your underwear? Ooh, no. But you let him suck you. That doesn't make sense to me. Girl, would you let him spit in your mouth? Ooh, no. But you let him ejaculate in you. That doesn't make sense to me. You let him kiss on your neck. It's the same thing. Your skin absorbs everything that's on it. So it's like, for me, it's about knowing. And when you know better, you do better. But like I said, bitch, there's no way you can tell me that you're a high priestess and you were born this and that. Your grandmama was your mama was a witch, but yet you're just giving up to everybody. And then it's my yoni, it's my yoni, it's my yoni. You've always had that yoni, baby, since you came out of a yoni. But everybody don't have a yoni. Just like every female is not a girl or a woman. I said what I said. Just like every man is not every male is not a man or a whatever the hell father, guy, brother. You know, it goes to that too, bitch. Every woman don't have a yoni, bitch. Some of you got a coochie, bitch. It depends on it. Just like a penis, a cock, and a dick, bitch, and a lingam. Girl, don't get out. Well, it's a yoni, and I feel a little uncomfortable now. It's a bitch. It wasn't a yoni 20 years ago, bitch. You can't rebuild a yoni, girl. That energy is still in that motherfucking body. Sis, you can't rebuild a motherfucking lingam, girl. Hello, I said what I said, and the anus is connected to the vagina as well as connected to the penis. So, bitch, you cannot let just any and everybody inside of that and be like, oh, I'm still holding, I'm still together. What? Like, so I can still count on one hand how many men I've had intercourse with, whether they were doing me or I was doing them. Catch that tea. I count on one hand. At all these years, one motherfucking hand. Okay, -2. Okay, one hand -2 fingers. Bitch, I said what I said. Hello, I'm Dee Dee. How you doing? Yes, honey. Ow. Yes, taking your Kalama class. Okay, come on in here. Come on in here. Yes, honey. Oh, you want to take Durga and Kalima, right, TC? Right? Yes, honey. Durga and Kalima, come on in here. Yes, honey. I want to see Bella. You want to see Bella again? Come here, Bella. Wait, I got to show you Anubis too, because Anubis is going to get jealous. So here's Anubis. Here's my baby. He is my mama's first baby. He's so big. Oh, and then jealous. Bella's getting jealous. You see her? You see her? And here go Bella. TC. Look. She's the. Look, you see her eyes? Look, she's possessed. Look at her. Her new name is gonna be Kalima. That's gonna be her name. Yeah, her name is Bella, but we're gonna call her Kalima on paper. Callie, can you calm down? Oh, see, she calmed down, huh? Kalima. Is that you? Mama, is that you? Kalima. Is that you, Mama? Oh, that's my mama right here. She's a fierce protector. Oh! She motherfucking bit my ear. You motherfucker. You little demon dog, you. She bit my ear. I don't think she knows how sharp her teeth is. There you go. Yeah, she's very mischievous. Listen, let her be. Yes, listen, she must roam free. But listen, she better roam free and say, hey, leave him alone. She do too much. You know, today we went to the store to get some ice cream. I bought some dragon mango and what was it? Jamaica. Oh my God, y'all. Ice cream made from fruit juice and all that. Natural, no sugar added, none of that. And honey, a lady, she was not feeling her. The lady was like, oh my God, that's a cute little puppy. And of course, Bella got up to look at her like, the lady started, can I pet her? I was like, sure. And someone said, bitch, say if she lets you. The lady put her hands out. Bella sniffed that hand. The lady started rubbing her. Bella was like this. She was like, bitch, stop touching me. Stop. And I said, baby, when we get in the house, I'm gonna smudge you. But I actually took my mugwort. I took my mugwort. Where I live at, y'all, they grow mugwort wildly. And they sell a big ass thing of it for like $1. Sage too, y'all. Oh my God, y'all. I was showing my sister, I got like 50 fucking bundles of sage, y'all, for like really nothing. Because this man grows sage and shit. But I brought my mugwort and I bought my little cauldron and I smoked out my car because I said, bitch, ooh, that was some energy right there. Because, you know, she's programmed to do that. Protect me energetically. Just like Anubis says, honey. No, people be doing live tarot readings in general for the audience on those platforms. How does somebody do that? Right. And you know, like Julie was saying a couple of months ago, a lot of these people do it for entertainment. It's not the realness. They're not getting an audience of people and views because of they're really authentic and they really have these abilities. It is for the entertainment aspects. Divine feminine and karmic masculine and divine masculine and karmic is coming in and karmic is this. And it's just like, or Gemini, I see a man coming and I'm just like, but anybody could do that. Is that a real reading? Because I could do that. I could say right now, you know, without even doing anything. And of course, this is definitely real energy coming up. But I could flat out say, okay, somebody right now, they're taking a number 2. That's a broad statement because we all have to shed. So going into that, somebody said, oh yeah, I am taking a shit right now. How did you know, Mystic? Like, I just kind of threw that out there. So same thing with that. Like everything's about probability and sometimes possibility, but it's probability. So these people, what they're doing is they're learning a way around it and saying, let's do probabilities. And, oh, you're talking to me. Oh yeah, that's my story right now. Yeah. And it always amazes me, like I said, we see these black tarot readers do readings on black situations. It's like, oh, now y'all trying to keep that spirit there, huh? That's why y'all doing these readings. Do a storyline for white folk, and then we'll know that it's a real reading that you're giving. You know what I mean? We know that it's some real energy you're pulling. But you're doing this whole single baby mama and baby daddy's having an affair and baby daddy doing a ritual on you. Like I was watching some lady, honey, which makes no sense to me. She's from the South. She speaks English properly with anything else. But one of the words she said, it's like, wait, what is she saying? And then it took me like a good while to say, that's what she's saying. So it's like, wait, how do you say that like that? But everything else you're saying properly. But she be really going in. Like they're doing witchcraft on you and they doing that black magic and black magic's going to pop back on them. It's going to backfire on them. And I was just like, bitch, is this real? Call out a name. Bitch, start off the reading and say, okay, I think spirit is coming in right now. And spirit, holy angels, heavenly father, and they're showing me that I'm speaking to 3 people right now. I'm getting an Evelyn, I'm getting a Marissa, and I'm getting a Catherine, Katie, Carolyn. Yeah, I think it's Catherine. So this reading today is for you ladies, or even going to Zodiac. Hey, you know, I think this is for a female that I'm getting. I'm getting a female. I get that she's very bubbly, da-da-da-da-da. She's an air sign. And this is for you. And maybe I'm giving out ideas. Maybe I need to get into that when I start doing my little readings and stuff. But anyway, going into that and be like, okay, now we know you're talking. And then they comment and say, well, my name is this, that. Like, it would be amazing to see that. But that whole baby daddy this, baby daddy, like, girl, you're talking about 60% of motherfucking Americans. So that probability is really, really high. So, of course, you'll talk to somebody. But now I'll talk about divine feminine who's dating divine masculine. Divine masculine is a doctor or a lawyer. And divine feminine is the project shit. And she's the sideline and got a baby by him. That's not common. That's not common, boo-boo. So let's talk about those stories. But that whole he living with his mama and mama raising him, but that's a common thing, girl, in the ethnic community. And that's not just black. Hispanic too, honey. Okay. Bella's energy is very strong. Yes, it is, honey. And her energy is strong enough for my strong ass hands, huh? TC. They're strong enough for these strong ass hands. Ow! 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 Y'all, now she's trying to fuck up my bra. Y'all, Bella be. Well, I'm gonna do a video. I'll post a video for an hour so y'all can see what this girl be doing. She gives this look in her face where it's like her mouth is her mouth be open and the tongue be there and her eyes are like going back and forth and she's like, and she's blinking and then right when she's about to bark, I know she is because this eye will blink harder than this eye, and then all of a sudden, woof! She's crazy. We saved her though, honey. We saved Bella. They were about to put Bella to sleep the next day. We saved you, huh, Bella? We saved you. You don't know that. We saved the mama. We saved the mama. If I didn't get you that day, they would have put you to sleep the next day, mama. You would have been dead right now, mama. Come here. My baby would have been dead. My mamas would have been dead. Come here, mama. Come here, mama. Not you, baby. I said, mama. Come here, mama. Let me see my mama. Oh, girl. And you know Bella eats very good, honey. Yes, honey. The Aboriginals in Hawaii connected their weather system meteorology to their deities. Come on in here, Jay. You better speak it. Archangel Gabriel. Yes, honey. Yes, when you play a victim, you never rise. You always stand in front. Right. And that's what I be thinking too. If you feel so oppressed by the white man, then why don't you do a ritual to not be so oppressed? Because that's not a supernatural law. The supernatural law does not say. And there is a supernatural law. Let me step back for a minute. Oh, now I'm talking. If the supernatural law is that the white man runs the black man, then why the fuck do you call yourself an Israel, a Hebrew Israelite? Why in the fuck do you say you God? Because something ain't right there. Because the law of the land may be in place, but bitch, you are a supernatural being. You are a supernatural being. You are an interdimensional, supernatural motherfucking being. Did y'all not see the TV show called Supernatural? Did y'all not see that? Hey, and step on my computer. Listen, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Y'all was doing this the whole time. So, like I said, for me, there's no oppression. Going into the home class, that's why, when I do the last part of the home class, we're going to go into energy and projecting energy and absorbing energy. This is why it's so important to say, like, society oppressed the LGBT community, but the LGBT community is still thriving. The LGBT community is still succeeding. And it's not because of the help of the white man, as people are saying. No. Bitch, it's about the fact of, bitch, that you understand that you are above. You are above certain circumstances. And like I said, playing the victim role. And even going into something I was watching 2 days ago, because, YouTube plays videos over and over. Sometimes some, but I'll be watching it. But it showed this woman crying because she was caught the N-word. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, why would you be crying? Like, people call you out of your name and do shit to you to get a reaction. That's obvious. People call you nigga, man, you transvestite, you a nigga in a way, because they want to see you react. So it's like the best thing to make them even upset is either don't react or let them know, well, bitch, I might be a nigga, but you are too. You look just like me, bro. You may have a uterus, but bitch, you look like you were born with a set of balls and a penis too, sis. So, like I said, that's going to really get them upset. And so, like I said, girl, ain't nobody sitting here doing that. Going into gay people and stuff, LGBT people, someone disrespect you and call you out and shit, there's no getting upset and want to fight. Oh, you want to call me a nigga? Ooh, you clock me, bitch. You clock me. Let them have their opinion. Bitch, okay, well, thank you so much for clocking that. Thank you so much for clocking that I'm trans. Thank you. Above, beyond, and through. Thank you so much. And also, thank you so much for also identifying and clocking the fact is that your man is watching. That's why you have to let your man know that I was a motherfucking man, huh? Yeah, because he's wanting this. Exactly. So thank you so much for that, ma'am. And do have a blessed day. And keep it moving. But bitch, you over here, they calling me a man. They never going to see me as this and that. And do. Oh, girl, they're going to keep doing it. Just like these racist people on these internets that are trolls. They know that y'all get so upset about the N-word. That's why I keep calling y'all that. Going into, I told you our conversation that I had with one of my sisters who have a white female roommate. And she said, I don't go places thinking that I have privilege. I go places because I know people are going to give me them. So that's why I keep saying, like, bitch, you need to stop using words are magic. You need to stop using the word white privilege. You need to stop saying that bullshit. White supremacy. You're feeding that energy. You're feeding a system that was put in place that could have died a long time ago. But because you're always thinking about, oh, the white man, they do it. Girl, like I said, we need to take accountability and responsibility. Men are not responsible for the children that they have, and they blame it on the white man. Women are not being responsible for the children they have, and they blame it on the white man. Black households are not together because we don't have this and that, and the white man don't really want it, so they come in and they fuck it up. And it's just like, so you're telling that people that don't have any connection to any drugs, any type of scamming, scheming, these homes have been fucked up. You mean to tell me that all the homes, all the people that are not married and stuff, the black household, the people that are not married, you mean to tell me that they all have had a white hater? Just come out. Hey, my name is Billy Bob Joe, and I don't like your ass. Like, girl, you mean to tell me that they all different walks of life, girl? And some of these people are even in cities that are predominantly black. And that's what don't really make sense to me either. Like, bitch, how the fuck you live in a city that's predominantly black? Like the city men are, the city councils are black, the police officers are black, sheriffs are black, and you still end up behind bars. Like, what white man are you talking about? And then the judge who sentenced you is also a black man. Like, wait, what? It's like, girl, I'm listen, honey. Listen, honey. Listen, honey. Yeah, I'm kind of naked here. Not really, though. Y'all's going to be 110 tomorrow. Yes, honey. I stay thinking about Archangel Gabriel, and he connected to my zodiac. Oh, we love Archangel Gabriel, honey. Yes, honey. Archangel Gabriel is very, very powerful, very, very exciting, very, very renewing. Come on in here, Capricorn Moon 222. Yes, honey. No, literally, it's more like finding truth in its path because the Abrahamic just doesn't seem convincing enough. Right. And of course, the Abrahamic is also a piece of the whole picture. So it's like to go from being open-minded, that's what a spiritualist, you're open-minded and you're accepting to all things the universe offers you, to then saying, I'm going to be confined and restricted to only a specific teaching that may not really connect with me. And going into even to the Doreen Corey, because that's connect with that too, where she even had a book about chakras and stuff. And I'm just like, culturally appropriate. Like when you pull energy that's not yours, you become uncomfortable and you feel like it's not your calling. And that's why I say, once again, too, a lot of people, even people that are LGBT and trans, some of these people are not really that. They think that's their calling because that's the spirit or energy that was projected onto them. But when they became conscious enough, all of a sudden they're not that. Like going into Flame and Roll, like someone said, allegedly that Flame does not identify as being trans. Flame identify as non-binary. Whatever the hell that may be. I won't even get into that, you know. But I'm just like, but back in the day, Flame said that they were a trans woman when they were doing the BET shit. So that's how I see it right there. When there's an energy projected onto you that's not yours, you're not gonna fight for it. You know, that whole thing about being okay, being called brother and son and your mother calling you your boy's name and shit. It's just like, girl, there's no love there. Because what separates my mother from your mother? What separates my sister from your sister? To be like, this is my child and I love my child and my child wants to be seen as this, and that. And it could be, once again, intersex versus someone who was born male who waited until 19 years old or 20 years old to become a woman. It could be that. Going into some of these trans people, that could be the situation too. But there's no medical record or proof of you being, you know, gender identity or having some type of gender dysphoria. And that's why your family was kind of like, wait, what? Bitch, are you sure you really this? Or you just like dick that much? So it's like, girl, like your family really love you and accept you. They're going to respect you for what you are. Like, girl, I had Zamora, Chanel, Santina. Like, we're talking about the names that I used, bitch. And each time I had a name, bitch, they addressed to me as that motherfucking name. And it was like, ooh, you always change your name. Are you okay? Like, girl. And my mother, I'm her daughter. My mother, I'm Tasmia. Like, bitch, that's it. And this is someone who gave birth to me. And so, like, I'm like, it's not hard for you to accept the fact that if your child is happy, you're happy. That whole thing about, well, I don't really support my child of being this and I don't have to and this and that, like going into Angela Staten, bitch, you're miserable and you got some issues within yourself that you need to work on. And your child needs to cut you off because you cannot love your child 100% if you don't love your fucking self. And that's what it comes down to. It has nothing to do with them. Well, I'm concerned about my child. No, the fuck you're not. Your child can protect themselves. You can teach your child to protect themselves. They can realize, they can research how to protect themselves. You're not concerned about your child. There's some other shit going on there. There's some other trauma that's going on with you, and your child represents that fucking trauma. But if you really love your child and support your child, if they're happy, you're happy. Oh, I see this brings my child peace of mind and happiness. I'm going to respect it. But that whole thing, well, it's my belief system, and the Bible says that I put my family before this and that. It's like, okay, girl, yeah, okay, you okay, slave, okay, slave. Because once again, the Bible speaks about the spiritual aspect of yourself, not the physical. So the Bible is saying keep your own identity. When the Bible speaks of putting God before your family and your friends and everything else, you got to put God first. They're speaking of an interconnection. Like we're talking about intercession, going into the prophets and shit when they went into prayer and stuff for people. A connection with the inner you, because that's the real you. Your mama and daddy don't know the real you. Your sister and your brother don't know the real you. They know the you that's been programmed into this matrix, into this world. That's who they know. So that's what the Bible is speaking of. The Bible is speaking of that you, not the physical you. The Bible's not sitting there saying, well, fuck what you're saying. You know, don't really love your kids. Love your kids partially, because I'm telling you right now, don't support your kids. Another thing, too, that I kind of find a little bit uncomfortable for me is that you gave birth to a human being, a person, a man, a woman. So you know this being, because this being is you. And then you get a book that you don't know who even fucking wrote the book. You never met the person who wrote the book. And you would actually put what is in that book before what came from you. So what you're not understanding is, and maybe that's why going into the law of the land, because the law of the land has to match the law of the supernatural. Going into the law of the land, your immediate family, like your brothers and sisters, that's your family, mother and father. Cousins and aunties and uncles are extended families. Going into niece and nephew, they are extended family. Your real actual family is your immediate brother, sister, the people who grew up in the household with you that came from the same vagina, same penis. So going into spirituality speaking, your children are you. So when it says put this before God, it could be talking about your parents. It could, but then again, that doesn't make sense because you are a part of your parents. So when you're shutting that down, you shut down a part of you. And that's a lot of people don't understand. I'm not really cutting in on people's mamas and stuff, but when you have mamas that are crippled and broken down, and she went that way before she had you, maybe the Spirit of God is still touching her with that sickness and that energy because she's not fully accepting of who and what you are, because you represent her. And that in you that she does not like is you are part of her that she don't like. And it could be anything. It could be the fact that she was violated. It could be any situation, and you manifested and you represent that energy. The more you know. That's it. That's right. As we ask, but we don't have to because we have choices. That's right. That's right. That's right, honey. Yes, honey. Oh, those spirits got her ass. I know, right? Ooh, girl, she was scared. That's so ironic to have a fire prevention spell and to suffer fire. It's not funny, but look her up. Catherine Wrought girl. She got books on fire preventions, rituals. This ritual will stop you from having a fire. And then I found out that some of her books were actually rewritten books from other people. Like, I won't go into that because once again, you feed your haters, and I don't do that. You know, I'm a critical thinker. I like to observe things. I like to research things and look deep into things. That whole, you tell me one thing, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, okay. Like, oh, okay. Like, oh, okay. Like, okay. So that is very crazy. Reaction Channel was talking about taking her channel into a new direction, Wicca, and advised her subs to learn from YouTube channels, etc. What the fuck? Not every YouTube witch has wise knowledge. That is correct. That is correct, Dee. And as I said, a lot of these witches are teaching, but they've not been taught. They read books. So they're going by what they read. And as I said, with me, I sit back and I look when people are coming for me, like my haters. And I'm like, okay, well, she's from New York. She's from Alabama. She's from New Jersey. She's from Texas. She's from Florida. She's from Ohio. She's from Oklahoma. Like, y'all hoodoo is not the same. Y'all hoodoo is not the same because you guys come from different families. Okay? Even going into voodoo. No two voodooists do the same type of voodoo. I don't care where they're from. I don't care if they're Haitian voodoo. I don't care if they're African voodoo. I don't care if they're Louisiana voodoo. No two voodoo priests do the same type of voodoo. Your magic is your magic. So that's why I'm like, girl, these are family teachings. And so how do you all know about the same fucking ritual if it's different? And even going into hoodoo is a culture, right? Go into what hoodoo is. It's a culture of what your ancestors did. You all didn't do the same thing. That's why some parts of America had slaves, some parts didn't. Some parts had slaves that were freed quicker than other parts. Some parts had slaves that were slaves and even though they were fucking free, and they were still enslaved. They were still moving and operate like a slave. So it's like, girl, you're not gonna sit here and convince me that hoodoo is all the same hoodoo. And I'm from here and she from there, but we do the same type of working. Girl, y'all got that shit from Catherine Rod Iron, bitch. Y'all got that motherfucking shit from Catherine Rod Iron, bitch, and the other bitch I can't think of right now, Mrs. Cat or something. Bitch. Girl. That's who y'all got this shit from. So she didn't get it from your mama, my mamu. Girl. And that sounds very Native American. So should I be going into shamanism? Should you be talking about shamanism? And should you be doing some herbal rituals that are native to your tribe and your state? Because some things grow wild in your area. So why are you so fixated on juniper berries when they don't grow wild in your state? You got to order them offline, but you doing spiritual shit with that. Like I'm a little confused. I'm a little confused. Just how you spot a fake. Right now, veils between worlds are thin. Evil is ready to pounce on weak and unprotected. That's right. That's why you got to stay protected, Dee. You got to stay protected. You got to stay protected. Yes, the incense box. We'll see the incense box is very light. It's very light. And they're more afraid of the incense box because of the sound. Are you okay? Deja vu. You okay? I literally saw this happen before it happened right now. Are you okay? Okay, I can hypnotize you to lose 100 pounds, but I need to lose seeing that nonsense. Right. And I could do healing. And I'm just like, but there's spells on weight loss. There's spells on relieving hypertension, relieving diabetes. There's spells on all that good stuff because all that connects to trauma. Those who are in the home class, we talked about it. Diabetes and hypertension are two biggest diseases that plague the Black community. None of these Black spiritualists should be having either or of those things, but you have these things because there's blockages in chakras. There's blockages in your energetic field. And that's why these things have manifested into the physical body. So once you identify these sources and these traumas and what's triggered these energy fields to create blockages or to blow them out, then you will start to relieve what you got going on. And then science will say, well, if you lose weight, it'll go away. No, that's not true. There's people that have lost weight and they still got it. Hypertension, people that are very thin, very healthy, exercise, work out, and still got hypertension. Yeah. Bitch, that's an energetic thing. Come on in here, Julie Joey. Yes, honey. Yes. Isn't that the one where the interviewer asked her, how didn't the spirits told her not to pay all that money to marry her son? Yes. Yes, that's the one. Honey, I was sitting here looking at this shit and I was just like, Mama's house falling apart, but she had her doing rituals charging $600 a person. And Romania, they have some nice parts of Romania. They're all not like village people and shit. So I'm like, girl, what is the tea? What's the real tea that's going on? Bitch, there's no, and then the ones that be over here in America too, I'm just like, well, if it's so good and so powerful there, what made y'all want to come here? I'm just curious. I'm not saying, but I'm just curious to know. Like, what made you want to come here? It's so powerful and all that good shit over there. Like, and then they scared the politics and shit. Okay, that's cute. That's cute, sis. But like I said, the reality of it is, bitch, is like, girl, energy shows. Like, people got to understand, like, what separates the projects Oh, now we get into some stuff. What separates the projects from the suburbs is not just the buildings and the houses. It's the mindsets, it's the energies and the frequencies that are collective in that area. The suburbs, because I've seen homes in California, there's a lot. I can name some parts right now, Southern and Northern California, that I've been to that had beautiful homes. And people are like, girl, don't come out at night. Wait, what? Girl, it's hood over here. Wait, what? These are nice houses. Ma'am, yeah. So, like I said, it's not the building, it's not the cars. As you know, there's ghetto people getting nice car shit too. But it's the collective, it's the mindset. These people's mind projected into this area, and it caused energy to shift, and it creates a certain atmosphere. Versus going into a hood or a ghetto, you feel this parasitic, vampiric energy sucking and pulling at you. I'm just saying, I'm pointing out the obvious. And this is not everywhere, but this is in a lot of places that I've been at. And so this is why things are happening in certain parts of the world, in certain people, collectively. Yes, honey. Yes, Mystic and Julie. So why am I just not learning the Hindu name for Venus? Oh, you mean now or not? And it's the guru of the Osiris or the demons. So what you said about the Venetians being demons makes so much sense now. CJ, I try to keep things very basic here because, haters watch and then they'll start speaking. Then they'll start speaking about the stuff I'm speaking about. It makes it seem like they connect and they're really not. That's why they watch. They watch to learn. So I throw things out very, very subtle. And then if I want you to know some stuff, then I do a class. And eventually, very, very soon, you'll be able to come in person and we can really talk freely about stuff because, of course, cell phones be kept in, a locker, powered off and battery out. If you have a phone like me where you can't take the battery out, it will definitely be powered off and it will be, locked away. But we can talk freely about things. You don't have to worry about, energies coming in and trying to disrupt that frequency. But come on in here, Shukra. Yes, honey. Yes. Yes. Venus is a demon. That's why I laugh when people are saying like purple rain and stuff. Oh, he's Saturn. I'm just like, purple is actually Venus energy though. And also connected to Venus is that hermaphrodite energy as well. And going into Prince being bisexual, but I think that people are just confused by that. My personal opinion about it, I think Prince was a cross-dressing, individual, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that he was people say non-binary. I don't think that's real. He was a cross-dresser who was torn in between both worlds, but he definitely was into that Venetian energy. He was purple. I told y'all, purple's my favorite color. I've been drawn to purple. I've been connected to purple. Going into no matter what shade of purple it is, I know purple from blue. I know purple from all these other colors. But that is Venus energy. Going into even me being a Gemini and going into certain natal charts, Geminis are actually Tauruses. Tauruses connect to Venus. And Cancers are actually Geminis. Like everybody's the previous sign. But of course, they don't want to fuck up their own information. So they brought out the 13th zodiac, right? Called, or the 12th zodiac called, what is that fucking name? Ophius? Ophius? Not 13th zodiac. Not 13th zodiac. I'm thinking of 13 constellation, like 13 months. Like allegedly there was not enough time, so they had to do all this other bullshit. Look at I think it's Ophius. So it's like, girl, stop it. That's why I never really followed the whole Gemini, Taurus, Cancer, Capricorn, all that good stuff. I've always been into the Native American astrology, Chinese astrology, and Hindu astrology. The westernized stuff, they don't really know what the fuck girl. Girl, they know what the fuck to talk about. They tell you what to stay away from naturally, and they make medicines off of the synthetic forms of that. As I tell people, medicines are synthetic forms. There's an extract of herbs in all medicines that you take. Zoloft, Proloft, all these things. And the reason why they have generic brands, because generic brands are either copycats of the original formula, or generic brands are completely watered down. So they're actually they're fully synthetic. That's why they have generic versions for cheaper prices than the other version. But the other medicine, the real brand, has an extract of a motherfucking herb. You better get into it. You better get into it. I once read that about language, like Venus, be near Lucy. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. And going into why V is also pronounced as B, and going into AEIOU, Bay, okay? And then going into Ness, Banus, Venus, Binus, Baleo, Baleo, Banu, Banis, Bees, all that. You know, going into Z's, V's, B's, and sometimes T, and even sometimes A's. You know, these are usually the root words or the names of demons, the letters of demons, and how they are arranged. Get into that. That's why it is important to care about name, because when people call your name, that's conjugal energy. It sure is. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. It sure is. That's how we talk about too, going into home protection. I don't know if I offered this class publicly or if somebody came to me and wanted to do a home protection class, but I told them to take away the welcome mat and put a hello mat, or a this home is blessed mat, or Father God bless this home mat. Because you're bringing in energies, and people who are really open, you know, like I've heard people, and this happened to me before years ago, laying down in my room, and I hear somebody call my name, and I know I'm the only one here. And I'm like, that sounds like my grandma. And people are like, yeah, my grandmother, she's deceased, and I heard her call my name. And it's like, yeah, no, honey. Somebody else was calling your energy, and because you couldn't, once again, when spirit talks, you have to, it's like a radio. You have to tune in to what is being said. That's why sometimes it's too much. That's what I said. Readings for me is very, very draining. That's why I don't do a lot of readings like I used to constantly every day, all day. Because when you're really tapping into energy, you get a lot of shit. And it really is really, really draining. To really focus. It's like driving. Like driving is so draining because you really got to focus on driving. You got to focus on your safety, safety of others. You have to be aware. You're really driving for everybody when you're a driver. You're not driving for you. You're driving for the car next to you, the car this way behind you, in front of you, the car that you have not seen yet. And so it's draining. So same thing with readings. Like you really have to tune in and say, that's what I'm hearing, and this is what it is. And so, yeah, like I said, just it's a lot. Come on in here, CJ Taylor. Yes, honey, do have demon children. Mm-hmm. For example, angels' names end in L or L energy. If an angel name ends in I or A, it's a demon. And you have other race of dualism that are not yet angels or demons that end in R's and S's. Come on in here. Come on in here, Julie. You said it. And even going into demonia, right? Demonia. Daimonia, going into domination. That's the conjuring of dark energy, root energy, sex magic. That's dark work. That's why I love when people be like, oh, I don't do that stuff. Or I'm a dark black witch. Oh, girl, then you should have been married to your children's father then. Oh, girl, or you shouldn't have had no kids. Because, bitch, being a black magi high priestess, bitch, you rule over sexual energy. That's like going into Aleister Crowley and Anton LaVey. They were very sexual beings. Also going into and discrediting or reversing rumors of, you know, women being God and stuff. There is, once again, frequencies. We're talking about vibrations, not body parts. In the sense of feminine energy, God is a female. In the sense of, if it came to anatomy, God would be a male. Because we know that sperm is electricity. And we know that before the sperm meets the egg is dead. So resurrection, oh, come on in here, happens in the womb. And this is why going into the ankh is the penis connected to the uterus. And going even into having sex, the penis has to pound the cervix, which is the door, to electrically charge what is inside of that uterus. And when you don't have a cycle, or when you don't get pregnant, you have a cycle where you bleed, right? Once again, death, sacrifice, and all that's connected to Jesus too, and the Virgin Mary and all that. Our whole anatomy. That's what I said. We are a walking Bible. We are a walking spirit teaching. We're a walking everything. Everything that you want to look for in a book is right here in the body. And I told y'all years ago when I was about 12 years old, I had a vision that the universe that we are currently in is in a figure of a person with arms, legs, and feet. And that's why it's constantly moving and expanding, because it's actually moving. And it's before I knew about all that stuff, y'all, before I knew about anything about the universe is forever expanding and all sort of good stuff. And they found out new discoveries and shit. That's before I knew that. And I told this to Sister Elizabeth and Sister Santos. When I was younger, I told y'all we went to Bible study and stuff every Tuesday, and sometimes on Thursdays. Get into that. And Prophetess Elizabeth, she would have visions of God and stuff, and she would always talk about stuff. And my sister, I told y'all, the one who passed away, she would hear voices. So she was clairaudient. And she was afraid for a long time too. She had a lot of night terrors, probably until she was about maybe 14. She would hear stuff. It would freak her out. So she would be the hearer and I would be the seer. And so I would even get freaked out sometimes because, bitch, I would see stuff. Now, physically speaking, and I always tell this to people, like, I used to be able to see stuff with my physical eye too. Now it's quick movement, and then I see it. Like, oh, a man, a woman, or shadow. Like, okay. And not shadow people. We talk about in the light, shadow. Like, oh, there's a little shadow there. Julie, you remember you were here? You remember you were here and something happened? And I saw a little girl's shadow in the light. The lamp was here. There was light, over here. A shadow is there as if something went in front of the light. And then something happened to like Julie's phone or something. And I said, oh my God, like I just saw that fucking shadow. So anyway, so I told her what I was seeing and moving, and the earth moving and cycling through, and not cycling like this, right? Not this type of cycle, but spiraling, right? And why everything is spiraling. When we flush the toilet, it spirals. When you turn on a blender, it spirals, And so anyway, going into that, I was just like, damn, that's crazy. And anyway, so I told her my experience, and she said, God is talking to you. Hone your gifts. And around this time, that's why I told y'all these energies were coming in. So she opened the door, didn't even know it, and she ended up passing away due to cancer. But she opened the doors, and sure enough, 14, 15, 16, I told y'all there was a company I was going to join, that it was an MLM business. And I was like, I want to do it. I want to make money. And it was some other shit going on. But yeah. Yeah, anyway. So yes, honey. Yes, honey. Yeah. And you asked me, I think the agenda is make you think what we think are demons are really angels and vice versa. Of course. Of course. That's why I love when someone said something about the world is leading us into demonology. It is. That's why Christianity is so heavy. There's no way you can convince me, and I'm being totally honest here, that Christianity talks about a higher God, a higher power, right? And the world is in motherfucking shambles, and that's a very popular living religion right now. You cannot tell me that. You cannot tell me that. It is reversed. The teachings are reversed. Their teachings are revised. Where's the book of Enoch? Where's the book of Mary? Like, there's books that are missing. And when I say Mary, we could talk about two Marys, because of course the book of Mary Magdalene was going to be a whole nother book. But the book of Virgin Mary, that's too is also gone. It was going to be called something else too. But where's these books out? Why did you guys take them out? because these bookings or these teachings would teach you the real living information, but they're teaching you dead energy. So you're fighting the same war. Oh, they're satanic. That's what I said, going into Doreen virtue. Yeah, bitch, you are a false prophet. Bitch, you're a lying ass hoe. Bitch, I said what I said. Bitch, you're not gifted. You're not talented. You didn't have the ability. Even wanted to be a Christian. You still don't got that gift. So you better not come out and say the Spirit of the God told me to come in and the Holy Spirit let me out. Don't say that. Because, bitch, only the Holy Spirit can lead those who have the eyes to see and the ears to motherfucking hear. And everybody don't got the eyes to see and the ears to motherfucking hear. Bitch, some of you are spiritually dead. You're spiritually brain dead. That's why you get high, you smoke weed, and you get drunk and all this other shit and thinking you're doing some type of work. You're dead. You're dead energy, and you cannot resurrect living energy, so you have to do the shit to keep that dead energy motherfucking dead. I said what I said. Living energy is through meditation. Living energy is through eating right. Living energy is through staying hydrated. Living energy is through sleeping. Living energy is through keeping and protecting your energy. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion and the spiritualists that she worked with. Bitch. Shout out to both of those people, because God knows. God knows when she said we have to protect our energy. We know that Megan got that from a spiritualist. And so shout out to both of them for spreading the word that we all been talking about. Protect your energy. Stop fucking with people because they look like you. Oh, girl, that's my friend. Stop it, bitch. But you wonder why you're not progressing. Bitch, stop it. Deal with only those who you vibe with. Okay. Hello? I said what I said. Dang, the baby mama daddy is that common. Yes, it is. You know it is, Jay. Baby daddy living at home with his mama, and the mama came in and called you out. Da 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 da. Divine feminine, divine masculine said that he want his money back and the shoes he bought you too. And I'm just like, but wait a minute. Don't they got kids? Like, why are we still talking about a man and a woman when there's kids involved now? That should be the fucking first priority right now. Is the children, because they didn't ask to be here. That's what I said, bitch. Girl, I don't know if that's just wisdom from my past lives that seep in this life, but I'm just like, it just makes so much sense for me that before I was to procreate with anybody, I'll make sure that everything is, the foundation is laid down right. I'll make sure that my mind is right and his mind is right. I'll make sure that our home is right. And if we don't have a home, bitch, we're not creating no children. And then I'm also going to make sure that if I can't feed myself, that I'm not going to bring somebody else in here to help them struggle with me. And that's why I said I admire my mother, because my mother did not play the victim role. My mother did not say that I'm going to have these kids and they're going to struggle with me. My mother said, bitch, now I need to put my grown woman panties on, regardless of what it is that I'm dealing with, regardless of what it is that I've been through. And I need to make sure that my kids makes it. I need to make sure that my kids, my children, become the best that they possibly can motherfucking be. And she did a good motherfucking job. Because we're successful in the ways that we need to be. And those who do have criminal records, bitch, they had criminal records by trying to make ends meet. And it wasn't through stealing. It was through doing illegal shit like selling drugs. To me, selling drugs and selling pussy is the same motherfucking thing to me. Because, bitch, you worked for what you motherfucking got. Bitch, all the other things that you do to get a criminal, going to jail for stealing shit, bitch, you're bummy. And I'm not taking that back. You're bummy as fuck. Because, bitch, you couldn't shake a titty for $2 to get you, a bag of chips. You couldn't go suck a dick to go. And the audacity to think that people like me would be offended and upset that you would call us a whore or a prostitute. Like, girl, that helped me pay off my student loans. Girl, that has allowed me to be myself without sleeping on somebody's motherfucking couch. Girl, that's what you're not understanding. Girl, that has kept food in my mouth. The fuck? I will never be embarrassed of that. But you should be. All the damn pride, bitch, and you rather struggle than to make ends motherfucking meet. You rather give it up for free and to be left with nothing but an STD and another mouth that you have to feed when you couldn't feed your own damn mouth than to actually sit here and say, oh, well, girl, I got to give it to you. That's what I said, bitch. I salute all that. I salute all that, girl. Girl, power to all the sex workers out there. I salute that because you could have stole to get it. You could have boosted, or you could have went to Walmart and stole you t-shirts and sold the shit online. Bitch, you could have went to the grocery store, bitch, and stole shit, bitch, to make sure that you survived, but you didn't. Bitch, you used what you had to get what the fuck you motherfucking needed. Bitch, you did it your motherfucking way. And just so happened it's illegal because they cannot tax your motherfucking body. But outside that, bitch, you did everything right the way that you should have done it. Bitch, you did what any motherfucking person in their right motherfucking mind would have done to make sure that they survive. Bitch, is fight or motherfucking flight. Bitch, you either fight for what you motherfucking want and work for what you motherfucking want, or sit there, bitch, and be, oh my God, poor me. Oh my God, look at, I can't even shower. I can't even eat right now. I can't even, oh my God. Bitch, you sexy, right? Yeah, you sexy as fuck. These men want to do you anyway. Bitch, hello? What can you do for me? You got a house for me to go to? And that's the two, girl, like, you don't got a house for me, baby. We can't have no kids together. Because, bitch, just in case you leave me, I still need to make sure my children got a home to have. That's what I can put down a lot of people, because a lot of people out here, they move in the smart way. You know, going into the polygamous relationships. And a lot of these men, they got all these baby mothers, and these baby mothers have houses. That's a smart way to do it. But, bitch, you didn't do that, bitch. You're not making money moves, or you're not that smart. And I'm not cutting in, I'm speaking my motherfucking truth, but you're not that smart. A smart hoe would have said, bitch, listen, I'll make sure that before I have a child by this man, that I have something. So if he leaves, bitch, we good. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. You better learn something. You better learn something today. Mystic, what do you think of Ishtar and how goddesses can represent love and war, meaning their energy can be loving but intense and warriorish. Like, I told y'all, W's, and it used to be T's, and not because I have a lisp or anything, honey. I have a tongue, okay? My tongue is actually too big for my mouth, okay? And so sometimes it's a little hard to, pronounce some T's. So what I think of Ishtar, what do you mean, Jay? What do you mean by that? Yes, honey. You feeling confident? Yes, be confident, honey. I think it's because we mostly all uphold the spirit in some ways, speaking about the LGBT we. Right. And we also use the victimization that people have thrown at us to say, bitch, I'm going to prove you wrong. Because that's my story. That's my motherfucking story. Bitch, you can clock the T all day long. Bitch, you can call me a man until you get wet. Bitch, you can call me a man, bitch, until your hair actually motherfucking grow. That is not gonna motherfucking get me stirred up. Because, bitch, everything that I have, I worked for. If it's working or building good connections with people, and they say, listen, I love what you do, da-da-da, here you go. But I worked for it. I didn't steal it. I didn't lie. I didn't con it. I didn't do nothing fraudulent to get it. So, bitch, going into me being LGBT and you being heterosexual, the world was in your motherfucking hands. There's no way that you should be lying, cheating, and stealing to get ahead when you got that tight pussy. That's what you said. Or because dick make the world go round. That's what you said. So, bitch, how the fuck is I don't have that? And how is it that I don't play that role, but I have what you could have? So, like I said, it's about using what people have put on you as the victim. Oh, girl, you never gonna be nothing. Ooh, girl, that's a nasty. Oh, girl, that's an abomination. Oh, girl, how can you live with yourself? You're disgusting. You're a freak. You're mutant. I use that shit to motivate myself. I said, bitch, you know what? If I was a bummy ass bitch, They can say, "Ooh, girl, you're a tranny and you bummy." Ugh. And then it's like, "Oh shit, okay." Like they could read me down. Like, bitch, they right. I am bummy. They're right. You know, blah blah. But bitch, like I said, the only thing you can say is that, bitch, I'm motherfucking trans. That's the only thing you can motherfucking say. You can't say nothing else. Bitch, debt that I accumulated on my own, bitch, I paid off on my motherfucking own. Bitch, what I have now, like I said, it's mine. There's no cosigns on any motherfucking thing. It's mine. You don't have that. You living with people, people co-sign for you. Things are in daughters and mothers and sisters and brothers' name. And that's where the real tea and where the real shade is. So what type of power do you really have? So that's what I think with the LGBT community is that we're smart enough to say, and we're not distracted. Okay, some of us are. Some of us are distracted by the dick. But, you know, we're not distracted by shit. So we're saying, bitch, I have to take care of myself. I only have me in the end. You know, I have to prove people that yes, I'm gay. Yes, I'm trans. Yes, I'm bi. Yes, I'm lesbian. But bitch, look at me. Bitch, I have degrees. Bitch, look at me. Bitch, look at me. I'm financially secure. Bitch, look at me. This is what you want. And that's a lot of people they can't take. They can't take that. It upsets them because they're so-called heterosexual and powerful, but yet they still need. And you so gay and you so pitiful, you so basic, you so boring, you so nasty, you're such an abomination. But bitch, you move freely, you do what you want, you do when you want to, how you want to do it. You're blessed, you go to bed, you wake up stress-free, and it gets them, oh my God. Because they doing the same shit we do. They doing anal sex, you know, they doing all that licking and sucking. They do the same shit. You know, and then they talk about vaginal sex. Well, the trans men are having sex with the gay man, so they having vaginal sex too now. You know what I mean? And the trans, you know, the lesbian woman are having sex with the trans woman. So they're having, you know, dick and vagina sex too, coitus too. So it's like, girl, what can you say? Well, I had children. Oh, okay, well, there's some women who cannot have children. So what you saying, sis? And like I said, I'm not saying this to bash. I'm saying this to prove my theory why you should not let people move you and groove you, honey. Oh, girl, well, you this and that, and that's your problem, and that's why y'all girls get taken out because y'all be tricking these men. Oh, look, another one bite the dust. Okay, so what's your excuse when the cops take you out? See, nobody want to hear that now. Sometimes I think it's karma. We don't know how many abortions you paid for. We don't know how many abortions you've had. We don't know how many children you violated. We don't know how many old women you violated. We don't know how many women you violated. We don't know how many men you violated. We don't know anything about what you got going on with your current trauma or past trauma. So that's what I said. It's not a we thing, it's a you thing. Bitch, what did you do? Oh, I didn't do nothing. Okay. Well, I'm not into victim shaming. That's not my business. But bitch, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. When the transgender get taken out, and you could say, well, bitch, you got taken out because you tricked these men, then bitch, we could say about you when things happen to you. Well, maybe your baby daddy want to be with you because the pussy wasn't good enough. Maybe he got bored. Maybe it was whack. Maybe it was too dry. Who knows? I'm just saying. Well, you're only gay because you didn't get the right pussy. Oh, y'all can't say that no more now neither. With the whole trans man thing and the whole y'all can, girl, he's only gay because he couldn't get laid. I would like to do a poll of how many gay men out here who've never got hit on by women. Because I think that would be slim to none. Going even into trans women. I would like to know how many trans women out there who've never been hit on by women. Like, I think that would be slim to none too. Like, bitch, trust me when I tell you, honey. Yeah. That's not everybody's story, and everybody don't want to be you, honey. Okay. Stop letting those queens pump your head up. The ones that don't know who they are. Okay. Even in our flag, we made violet the color for spirit. I know that's right. Oh yes, honey, come on in here. And you know what color violet is connected to? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, exactly. My mom was so worried if I would regret it. But once she saw how happy I was, she was all good. Exactly, Queen of Plants. And I don't know if your family are aware of your spiritual but you're protected. You know, so that whole I'm concerned about what the world may do to you. And it's like, honey, magic is real. Magic is real. And it will get you exactly what you need to get. And people say, oh, well, if Magic Bro didn't have a baby, bitch, Magic had got me into a place where people will normally call a bitch like me a nigger, bitch, without me getting motherfucking touched and being motherfucking disrespected. And they disrespect, bitch, they did it outside when I wasn't there. Bitch, if I'm not there, bitch, it's none of my motherfucking business. It's not in my awareness. It's not in my consciousness, so it doesn't affect me. But to my motherfucking face, bitch, girl, bye. So like I said, I want you to understand that, bitch, if you really are what you say, gifted, powerful, and all stuff, bitch, you should be protected. You should be able to move freely and do what you want to do. You should be able to, get what you want. You should have no problem stepping in and getting a good old white man to pay for your groceries or pump your gas. You know what I mean? If it's really what you say it is, you wouldn't mind, going on there and get a good old white boy to give you some free food. You know what I mean? If it really is what you say it is, I'm a black magi and I feel so oppressed. We'll do some work then to get you a man who's gonna treat you like the black magi that you are. Why are you attracting these men who treat you like you say they treat you? Your experiences are drawn to you by you. So that speaks about the brokenness that's within you, hun. Going into trans, oh, the world don't really like transgenders and all that. Who? What world? Whoa. What? Bitch, that is not my concern. Bitch, that is, girl, when I wake up and go out and do things, I'm not, oh my God, they may not like me because I'm trans. You a gag. You a gag, girl. And that's it. Because I don't want to get into dry snitching and shit. You a gag, though. You would gag, as I said before, you a motherfucking gag. As I said, motherfucking before, you would gag. You would gag if you knew. And they be having so much love and respect for the goddess. Honey, gangsters and all, it doesn't matter. Bitch, you don't disrespect, you know your boundaries, you're good. Bitch, girl, bye. That you got it fucked up. Your reality is projected because it's your mind frame. Yes, honey. About the welcome sign in my house was, we have painted rock that says home. Yes, honey. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. I was in someone's house before and their doormat said, welcome. And then I've been to another place where it said, come in. Yeah, I said, welcome, come in. It was something like that. And either way, the welcome, I'm going to tell you about that situation. So I was at this house and everything was normal and it was peaceful and loving. And oh yeah, this house is the people who was in this house were Catholic and they prayed a lot. They prayed about everything. And this area is the most powerful room. So they must have like family prayers and stuff, right? So that area became the common space for us. Like we watch movies, that talk, have fun, and you just felt so relaxed in this area, right? But in the other parts of the home, you still felt safe, but you felt open. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you being on the street in line. Like you feel safe, but you're like, wait, any minute a car might come up on the sidewalk and hit me, or even standing in a driveway. Anyway, so we're there and we're having conversation, and out the blue, you hear scratching, right? Now, of course, scratching in the walls are not always spirit, y'all. Rats also scratch in the walls. Okay, rats. Okay, and they did have rats. So you hear scratching, and I'm like, okay, okay, girl, this bitch got a rat scratching in one of these walls. Bitch, you hear a tapping coming from the kitchen. Okay, I said, okay, girl, mice, rats, no traps or anything? You lay some traps down and all that? Oh, yeah, no. And I'm just like, okay. All of a sudden, y'all, you hear 3 taps at the motherfucking front door. Boom, boom, boom. Bitch, that was like stopping, swallowing hard. Girl, what was that? I don't know, but I thought I heard a knock on the door. Go see what that is. Well, why can't you go? Okay, bitch, I'll go. Get up, look. Mind you, this door had a double wooden door, and it had a security door. The security door is locked, so nobody could have knocked on the wooden door. This is motherfucking spirit. So time went on, things are starting to shift and change. Time went on, and sure enough, I'm thinking to myself, home protection, right, from energy, from what I learned. Like when you hear shit like that, you see disturbances, things are breaking, spoons are falling, silverware. Usually with silverware, it tells you things too, like plates, glass plates, forks, and spoons. That tells you a lot about spiritual shit, energies and stuff. And so when you notice this, you go around and you look up things like, okay, where I have clutter at, where is this at, whatever. Even in clutter, bitch, I have shit organized and stones and stuff set up and charms and stuff. But either way, bitch, when I tell you that they did not have protection around the house, the perimeter, outside of crucifixions, you know what I'm saying, crucifixions, okay. Outside of that, they had no protection. And then when I looked coming in, I've never even paid attention. The fucking doormat said, welcome. I'm getting a little itchy right now too, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take one of my allergy pills, honey. I'm getting a little itchy. It was hot all day. It's probably starting to cool down now, and I'm getting the allergens and pollen and shit. Yes, honey, we do. Yes, Julie. Yes, honey. When you have a topic to talk about, let me know, okay? No, we talk about a lot of topics. I just got camera shot, and I have to be careful not to spill all the beans. I know that's right. And also, too, you have that woman disrespecting you, Nan. I need to call you, Nan. Nan, I'm gonna look for you, Nan. We need to talk. Nan, give me a call. Me and Nan go way back. Me and Nan go way back. Y'all. We're talking about like 2000 motherfucking 8 and stuff. Nan, Black and Vietnamese. I remember you, Nan, over there in Philly or PA. I remember, yes, Nan, I remember you. But Nan got a little disrespectful with you, Julie. And I was so shocked. I said, oh, no, she didn't. Wow, she's like that voice. I need to go get my nail fixed, y'all. Right? The middle finger on this finger is broken, and the pointer finger on this finger is broken. Oh, this is broken too. I'm just going to file that one down because I need this for my debit card anyway, y'all. Well, now you could do the little tap thing, so I don't even got to worry about that. I just thought about that right now. That you could tap your card on things now. You don't got to insert it. Oh, no, the ATM, you got to insert it. Yeah. Anyway. Ooh. Yes, let's see. Yes, not shadow, just like quick moving. Yes, like a quick moving. You see a quick moving image. Because we talk about shadow people too, and how shadow people are demonic parasites pulling your energy, and or they are inflictions of trauma. That's what I said. When anybody have, oh my God, what's the name of that? Oh my God. Tales from the Crypt had an episode where the boy kept seeing shadows coming out of his closet, and when he got to the point to facing it, it was actually his dad who would abuse him and violate him and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, shadow beings are only seen by people who are trauma victims, and it's usually sexual trauma. Okay, I see things, yeah, like I said, that whole shadow thing, yeah, ma'am. Shadow person running down my hallway, and then even going into that too, girl, you can do shit to shut that energy down. A lot of people don't like that. Like I was telling one of my people about doing visuals for the deceased. The visuals for the deceased is to help them go on to the next life. It's to stop them from being earthbound. You're not going to light a visual for somebody who has died and they stay earthbound. The whole thing of the candle is to get them to cross over and find the light, and to have the spirits and the angels to come in and to walk them through that journey, because it's a journey. It's a journey. And so someone I know have done many, many candlelight visuals, but they want to hold on to that energy. And like I told them, like, you can hold on to memories, but trying to pull that energy in will do nothing but make you sick, and it will create obstacles for you because you're not God. So we all know subconsciously and spiritually that everything in this life is temporary, and that everything that we've come into contact with in this life and that have impacted our life beyond our comprehension, because you don't understand it. You may think you do, right? But you really don't. You really don't. You don't know. You don't really know what love is. You don't really know what admiration is and infatuation is. You think you do because that's what men told you, but you cannot comprehend the connection you have with these people. And so, moving on, we know that we are going to say goodbye to them, or they're going to say goodbye to us, but we will see them again. Different environment, and they will have a different look, a different demeanor, different everything. But we will see them again, and we'll connect with them again. And so we have to let them go and let their spirit flourish and do what it needs to do. So we're not holding them back. And then we need to continue on with our life to complete our mission. And that's why, even going into someone else I know, where they were like, well, if my partner leaves, I'm going to go too. And I'm like, no, that's not how it's set up. If it's meant for that to happen, that will happen. But if you go, your partner needs to still do what they need to do to complete their mission, because that's where the turmoil is going to separate, to where you're not going to see them again your next motherfucking life. It may be a long voyage. And as I said before, and I will always tell you guys, things are shifting right now. That's why the laws of the land is shifting, because supernaturally things are being shifted. You know, this opportunity of a lifetime, literally, of what is taking place right now. And that's why things are coming in. People are coming in fast. People are having twins. Twins is more common now. Triplets, you know, multiple pregnancy or multiple child pregnancies are very common now, because spirits are trying to come in and get the shit, because we're going to come to a point to where the old world will be separated from the new world, and there'll be no more incarnations for the new world, but you'll be stuck in the old world. So you'll just be living that over and over again, kind of like the idea of hell, living over the same nightmare over and over again. And so that's why you have to get it right. And so, like I said, for me, that was the hardest thing for me, you know, remembering my teachings, because of course, when you go through your own personal issues or losing someone, all your shit that you learn go out the window for that moment. You know, when you lose someone that you love and you're connected to, you forget about all this stuff. Like, you're not you right now. You're mourning a loss. You're mourning a connection to yourself. Something or someone, a part of you, is no longer there. So there's a connection. It's kind of like a power outage. That's something I could describe it as. It's kind of like, you know, your power being cut off. You know, everything is good while the power is going, and then the power goes out, or a TV blown out. Like, you're never going to have, you can get another TV, but not this TV. And so, like I said, in that moment, you lose sight of spirituality, and you say, oh my God, you know, I have to let my physical body mourn that loss. But then you also understand from the spiritual perspective is, I knew this already. I knew this was going to happen, and they knew it was going to happen. And even going into the process of letting them go and not forgetting them, because of course it's a memory. And I was talking about this with my spiritual sister the other day. Like, when someone passes away, right, it's the same thing as any other memory. Like, everything exists right now because of memories, because literally every second, every moment is a new moment. So thinking about me being a kid and growing up at my grandmother's house, and you know, I told y'all we grew up like hillbillies. You know, they called them Okie. We grew up like hillbillies because when my grandma lived there was no sidewalks, and we walked barefoot a lot. And you know, we had a lot of beans and hot bread, hot water cornbread, and chitterlings and chicken and dumplings and rice, and just, you know, natural stuff from the farms and stuff. We just, yeah, there was a little small town called Ball's Track. Okay. And so, like I said, you know, those memories that I have, I don't even feel like that's my story. Like, sitting here thinking about it, I'm like, that is fucking crazy, because I remember that, but I don't feel like that was me that experienced that, right? Like me right now. I didn't experience that, but it's a part of my conscious memory. So the same thing with these people that we love and they pass on, they always are going to exist because your interactions with them on that level is still real. It's still living right now. But your current being is in another time. It's in another space. And that's where you become, or that's where I think that's where your healing starts at. So the whole sense of not letting people move on and you not moving on with your life, and not saying you have to, if you lose a husband or wife, that you have to marry someone else again, because I'm not for that, honestly. If you got married to your soulmate, bitch, there's no other marriages. Bitch, I don't give a fuck nobody say. Ain't no, I got married 3 or 4 times. Like, bitch, you just don't know who the fuck you are then. Bruh. Okay. But not in the sense of getting married with someone else, but really, truly saying my work in that time frame as being that husband or that wife, that chapter is now done. And now me being the person who have experienced being a wife, me being that person who have experienced being a husband, now it is my new chapter for me to go on and start my other dreams. And a lot of times too, and I say this being very truthful and honest, that's why I'm single still. And of course, it won't be for that much longer. But I wanted to live out certain things by myself to get an experience before I got tied down and binded or bound with someone, because I didn't want to put my dreams and my life on hold and use a relationship as a crutch to not make it happen. Or I was going to be a doctor, but I didn't because I had kids. Like, I didn't want that to be my life story. So I say that to say to all of y'all out there, you're single now, do all the things you want to do while you're single. Travel the world, go party and dance, shake your ass, shake your titties. You want to go to the strip and go suck a dick, bitch, do it all. So that way, when you meet that person, it's all out your motherfucking system. And you can say, bitch, I had that experience. And you can be fully ready for them. And that's why I said, even going to too, back in the day, marriages was about bettering your life. That's why people are like, well, I said, getting married before 27 is not smart. And it's not really love. Like, something is forced. And somebody was like, well, that's not true, because back in the day, my grandmother got married at 14 years old. It's like, well, back then, bitch, people were getting married as a institution. They were getting married as an establishment. They were getting married as a corporate, as a business move. They wasn't getting married for anything else. Bitch, nowadays, people are mimicking that. Oh, yeah, son, when you turn 18, find yourself a good wife. And I'm just like, from experience, like, I know people that got married at 18 years old, 19 years old, bitch, and they cheat on their wife a lot. I was in a triangle situation with a man with the same situation like that. We went to the same high school. And honey, yeah, got forced into marriage because his family wanted him to. It was a culture thing. And he was still trying to sleep around with people. And I think he brought back something to the wife. And the wife was like, I got to tell people what's going on. So like I said, like, girl. So once again, marriage after 27 or 30 is definitely smart. Marriage before that, bitch, you plan. Because your ideas about life and what you want will change up until then. And if you look back on your life and you said, bitch, damn, I'm still the same bitch I was when I was 19 years old and you're 30 now, bitch, you know that you really are who you say you are. But bitch, you look back and you're like, damn, I was this, I was that. First I want to be this and that, that. Then we know the bitch, there's some problems going on there. So like I said, going back to the original thing, moving on and healing, releasing energy and letting that energy flourish and you live again. You eat right and sleep right and fulfill your purpose. When you're in there praying and meditating, telling God to allow you to see your purpose and you fulfill it and to remove all distractions from person, places, and things. Okay, come on in here because you have the power. Okay, I got the power. Where Jaliel at? Come on, Jaliel. Yes, come on in here, Ashna. Yes, honey. The good old heart. Yes, honey. Yes. Yes, honey. That's really the information. Going in even into the Bible, the hearts of hearts. There was a scripture where Jesus talked about the heart of hearts. Everything that you are and everything that you will be is here. It's here. Like, nobody has to tell you anything of that. If you've never heard of voodoo or hoodoo, you will still know how to do certain things. You will still know right from wrong, even if you wasn't taught right from fucking wrong. Like, that's just how it is, because it's in you. It's in your information. It's written in your DNA. It's a part of your structure. And so that's why I said, going into the original posting of this video, you cannot tell me that you are a divine being and you are a goddess or a god, or you are royalty, or you're possessed by a spirit, and it took you until your life is almost done, because life expectancy was what, 65? So you cannot tell me that you're 20 years away from your life ending and then you get that spiritual calling. For me, it's always been my life. I've always been a spiritual person. I call my mother since I can remember, 4 years old. Always been spiritual. Always been. Going into, before I got into uterus, I have an auntie who used to dream watch. She used to leave her body astral project. She told my mom about me before I even came into the motherfucking uterus, because my mother thought that God was only going to bless her with one child. And several times before that, nope, you're going to get one more, and that's going to be a very interesting energy. And when I came on, my mama said, "Oh my God," and she would always tell me that about mine. And I was like, "Oh, I wish I would have been able to meet her." And that's the one, you know, I know y'all have that too, where you hear about a relative, you're like, "Damn, I wish I would have met them." And so I was even asking mama that when she came down here a couple of weeks ago. I was like, "Where do you think I get my gifts from? Like, is it Nana? Is it granddaddy? Is it great Nana? Like, who do you think I get it from?" And she's like, "I don't know, but I know for sure you get it from your auntie, because she definitely was that girl. And she was known, she was documented for that too. You know, just so you know." And that was going back into the 70s and the 80s. She was documented, honey, for advising people, girl. Okay, telling people. I think there was a rumor going around that she was sleeping with the pastor, because the pastor was calling her and asking her questions. Somebody in the church found out about it, was being messy and gossiping and shit, and was talking about something that they haven't said. Oh, girl, it was crazy. But like I said, you know, I've always had these gifts, and I was afraid of them, but you know, I was like, you know, God, you know, allow me to. And the crazy thing about it, now I'm really thinking about it, when I was changing, like when I got into getting into puberty and stuff, like my spiritual stuff was like really weird. Like, I remember 11 years old, and we moved into this house that was haunted. I told y'all this story where it was an Asian family, and they murdered the whole family, and buried, which nobody knew this, but they were doing some rituals too. They buried chicken bones in the yard, and they also did something with one of the baby's bodies and stuff. Ooh, just creepy even thinking about it. But this house was really, 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 really beautiful, and everybody was, girl, they were afraid to walk by our house. And girl, even like when people try to bully me and shit, it kind of saved me, because they were like, you know, that motherfucker live in that haunted house. And the address we lived at too, y'all. Oh my God, if I gave y'all the address number too, it was some weird shit. But anyway, so this house, we saw a lot of shit, and I saw the shit first, like little bitty figurines, like running around and shit, and on the top of the plant. Oh God, just creepy, y'all. And I had a lot of out of body experiences, and this is like 11 or 12, and then this when I started developing my breasts and stuff. So, like I said, every time that there was some type of developmental shift or something, like my spiritual gifts was like shit. Because I can even go into becoming 18, and then turning 21, and then turning 25, and then even going into 30. Like, it's crazy, but good. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, I listened in the song Pearl, and it touched me so much. Please make more music. Right. Come on in here. Joliel don't know. Joliel don't know that Queen of Plants. Joliel does not know. Yes, Joliel is very talented and gifted. Yes, honey. Very, very, very indigo starseedish. Come on in here. Yes, honey. I'm still waiting for that completed Oshun song. Ow. Yes, honey. Ow. I'm still waiting on that. Good morning, Larry. Yes, Larry. Larry, did you get my email last week? Yes, honey. Yes. Thank you, Larry. Yes. Sending you love and light. I am great. Yes, honey. Stop by to say hi. Yes, honey. I have a consultation today. I'm wanting to work on my body. Oh, I was about to stand up right now. I just been pampering myself a lot lately, y'all, for like the past year. And I have a consultation tomorrow. And yes, I'm excited. I'm excited. So anyway, for some work, okay, for some work, okay, yeah, for some work, okay, for some work. The only thing on the face that I'm touching is the teeth and possibly the nose. Possibly, when I say the nose, not get it all skinny and small, but I want a Queen Latifah nose. I want a very flat, now river nose. That's the type of nose I want. The nose I got now grows very Jewish, Humpty Dumpty, set on the wall, Humpty Dumpty, had a great fall, spread it wide, drop it low, that type of tea. So I'm gonna keep the nostrils because I love the nostrils and I can smell everything. I sure can. I can smell every fucking thing, bitch. I said what I said. Okay. But the bridge and shit, girl, the bridge could definitely be broken down. Okay, London Bridge could definitely be dropped down a little bit. Okay, she could definitely lower herself down. But that's not a concern for me. Okay. Teeth definitely is because of course, back in the day, I went to cheap dentists because the bitch was broke. Okay. And they were just doing half-ass jobs. And I didn't know that they were doing half-ass jobs because, bitch, I'm not a dentist. But when I grew up and I became a grown-ass bitch, Spirit said, bitch, get your teeth together because a lot of these hoes losing their teeth. And I said, wait, hold up. Hold up. I said, hold up, Spirit, what? So I literally started finding real dentists. And of course, I found a good, beautiful, beautiful dentist. And of course, oh girl, very nice, very calming, makes you feel like you're safe. And just, oh my God, just, I love my dentist, honey. Yeah. Anyway, let me stop. Yes, honey. Ow. Later, Gator. Yes, honey. Yes. What do you think the Bible meant by saying the heart is deceitfully wicked? Well, let's pull up the scriptures. Shall we? Let's pull up the scriptures. Let's pull up the scriptures right now. Shall we? I believe that's in the book of Jeremiah. I want to double check. A heart deceitfully wicked. Okay, it is Jeremiah. Let me pull up the passage, the Bible passage, honey. Hello? The Bible Gateway. Excuse me. I love the Bible Gateway. Shout out to the BibleGateway.com. I love y'all. You know that? The BibleGateway.com. I don't really know if y'all really Christianists or whatever y'all are, but let me tell you this. I use your site to read the scriptures to my people. Yes, I do. And I'm so grateful for y'all. You help a bitch like me do what I do. Thank you, the Bible Gateway. I send you love, light, and peace. And is there a donation or something? It says upgrade to Bible Gateway Plus and access the abridged expositor Bible commentary notes and many other resources. Listen, I don't need you to commentate a motherfucking thing. Let me read on my own. So I want to get into, because they have different options you go into. We're going to get into the King James version because they got the international too. We're going to go into the King James first. And we're going to break this down Scripture by scripture. Oh, come on in here. I love the Bible. The Bible has changed my life. Mm-mm-mm. Yes, it has. Wow. Mm. Okay, so wait, they took out the King James version? You bitch, you a lie? Bitch, that, no way. Okay, girl, they threw him up in there. So we're going to do Jeremiah 17, verse 7 through motherfucking 10. Okay. It says, be blessed, or blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is. So we're speaking of a spirit right here too, because hope is a spirit. Mercy, hope, destiny, motherfucking faith. These are spirits. Oh, come on in here. So we already talking about spirit. There's something with a spirit here. There's a spirit being projected onto something. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river. Now, why the tree has to be a her and not a he? Oh, come on in here. And shall not see when heat cometh, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. That means there's power of the tree. There's power in the tree. The tree have the ability to bring forth many, many things, but it can still get motherfucking got. Oh, come on in here. So speaking of a spirit that can give plant, or a spirit being planted into something. Oh, see, come on in here. You got to understand in witchy language. Let's go. And it says the heart. Oh, here we go. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately. No. Desperately wicked. Who can know it? Oh, come on in here. So now we're speaking about the spirit, or a spirit being implanted into something that connects to water. And we know that blood is like water. So now we know that it's speaking about a spirit being implanted or projected into the heart. And then it goes into 9 and says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So it is saying that in the process, or in the space of desperation, wicked things are done to you. And or on the flip side, it's really saying that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? It's also saying that it is the informational channel and what you experience in life and what is projected onto you and implanted onto you. Because some people don't have the spirit of hope implanted in them. Some people don't have the spirit of mercy implanted in them. Some people have the spirit of terror, fear, molestation, abuse implanted into them. So in the heart, they start to see things as those experiences. So the heart is like a glass. Let me just break it down in simple terms. The heart is a glass, right? It's like a mosaic glass, right? And you see things through the heart perspective, regardless of what you are, who you are. The eye, you think you see through the eye. Physically, we're seeing through the eyes, but spiritually, you're feeling, you're hearing, you're seeing, and you're tasting through the heart. Oh, I love that pizza. Oh, I love the taste of hot Cheetos. You're tasting through the heart. So when the heart has been through trauma, when the heart has been abused, abandoned, and neglected, now the person will start to see things from only those perspectives. So that's what the scripture of Jeremiah is speaking about. The Lord searched the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doing. It is saying that there's a spirit that is projected or implanted in your heart, and whatever is implanted there will sprout out and move through your world. And then it goes into the fruit coming from that plant that has been projected, that trauma that has been projected from your heart. Because your heart is the planting ground. Once again, it's the heart of hearts. It's the informational channel. Going into the blood. Your heart pumps blood, which in return pumps oxygen throughout every living cell and every limb in your body. When the heart is damaged, when the heart it completely stopped function, bitch, you gotta go. Now you start losing limbs and stuff. And we can go into hypertension, we go into diabetes, we go into all these elements that affects the heart, and the body starts to have a reaction. Going to people who know about congestive heart failure. When you have congestive heart failure, your body starts swelling up because there's some type of blockage within the veins or the pathways of the heart, which means the heart is not fully working the way it should work. So it puts a strain on the heart. And as we talked about before, your body is like a radiator, a car radiator, or a car engine, right? Yeah. Okay. So when there's water missing out of the radiator, the engine still needs to be cooled off. So the engine starts pulling water from other parts of the car. And it's very similar to your body. When you are dehydrated, because a lot of people drink a lot of water, but they're still dehydrated. You're dehydrated because you're not putting living water into your body, for one. And for two, the body will start to pull water from other parts of your body, the bones, your lungs, your liver, and your heart. Okay? Your body will start to pull water from your heart. And in reactions to that, it starts collecting into certain areas. Congestive heart failure, fluid around the heart, fluid in the brain, fluid in this and that, in the scrotum. Oh, I've heard a lot of stories. All this deals with malnutrition and dehydration. So I know I got a little sidetracked. But Jeremiah 17, 7 through 10 is speaking of the heart being deceitful above all things and desperately wicked because of the trauma that you've been through. The trauma that has been planted in and thrown at you. And really the heart is where it all starts. That's why they say the heart is where the home is at. And the home is where the heart is. And it talks about everything starts at home. It does. Because the heart is the home. And not just the heart, that's one thing, but going into the chakras, the heart is one of the chakras that have 3 different levels. 3 different important levels. Everything that you are, everything you will be, everything you've come from, even in your past lives, are here in your heart. And people could die from a broken heart. And also, understanding something comes from here. Knowing something comes from here. Oh, bitch, you're not ready for that. Ooh. I said what I said. 999. Come on here, lunatic. Yes. Oh, yeah, you believe in star seeds. I'm in the right place. Come on here, lunatic. Oh, yes, honey. Yes, Capricorn. Yes, honey. It is crazy, Jay. Isn't it crazy? That's why you have to love your kids. You have to respect your children. You know, you have to really, really be supportive. You know, support does not come with restrictions. Love does not come with restrictions. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Can we talk about what love is now that we got the Bible here? Now that we got scriptures here, can we talk about what love really is? Okay, let's talk about it. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4 to motherfucking 8. And we're going to do New International Version because I want you guys to understand internationally. I want you to understand internationally. And when I say internationally, I don't mean from country to country. I mean from level of understanding to level of understanding. So I want you to feel it in the ruta, to the sacra, to the sola, to the harta, to the throata, to the soma, to the crona, bitch, and to the motherfucking gaia. Bitch, let's get into it, bitch. And the motherfucking soul star, get that motherfucking girl. Okay. It said that love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. Oh my God, girl, I love my child, but I cannot accept them for being gay. Bitch, that's self-seeking because you're looking for you and your child, bitch, and that's not love. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongdoing. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Oh, bitch, you got to always be honest to people that you love. And I love y'all. That's why I'm always honest to y'all. And I don't give a fuck if it offends you. Some people are probably offended what I said. Bitch, I've lost people in the past. Oh, girl, she's always talking about black people, black women. Bitch, I don't give a fuck about what you got to say about that girl. I know my life, bitch. I know what I live, bitch. I fuck out of here, bitch. That ain't gonna make or break me, girl. I'm telling you my motherfucking truth, bitch, and you will get it. And if you don't get it, girl, that's why your life is fucked up now. It always protects, it always trusts, it always hopes, it always perseveres. It never gives up, honey. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass a motherfucking way. Now we're getting into some witchy talk here. Oh, now we're getting into some witchy talk in verse 8. Mm. That means you cannot predict. It says that love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. You cannot predict love. Love is like an ocean. What I mean by that, you should not. It is not. Listen, it is not advisable to sit here and wonder about, will we get married in a year? You can ask that if you want to, but that's not advisable. You should be working on things to make sure you get married in a year. Going into where they said, where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where people are interfering in your relationship and talking about, girl, you need to leave him alone, they'll shut the fuck up. Hello? I said what I said. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. That means the more you think you know about the situation, the less you actually motherfucking know. Hello? And things are always changing, because even going into the word knowledge, it is saying knowing without an edge. It says there is no edge of understandment. It said that knowledge is infinite. Knowledge is like the ever-expanding universe. Oh, that's so beautiful about the spirit of knowledge. And you know, knowledge is a spirit too. Yes, girl. We talk about it. We talk about the 7 spirits. Y'all remember that 7 spirits? Knowledge is a spirit. Oh, girl, they're not ready for that. Girl, they're not. Wait, hold up. Because bitches, they be thinking that I just be. They be thinking that I just be talking about. Should just be talking about the house. Should be talking about honey. Hold on. Okay. I don't know why that clicked open. I had to read what the hell that was. Something clicked open right there. Okay. The Bible Gateway. Okay. So now we're going to go into the book of Isaiah, because we know that Isaiah was a very powerful prophet. We know that Isaiah gave you the story about the eunuchs. We know that Isaiah gave you the stories about men who are going to always be motherfucking boys. And you need to go find you a man and stop expecting your boy to be a man. Okay, I said what I said. But Isaiah 11, verse 1-3 says, and there shall come forth a rod out of the stem of Jesse, and a branch shall grow out of his roots. Oh, come on in here. See, now we're getting into some real witchy shit right now. And the spirits of the Lord, and the spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom, the spirit of understanding, the spirit of counsel, the spirit of might, the spirit of knowledge, and the spirit of fear of the Lord. So the spirit of knowledge. Okay, we want to go into that, because I think we talked about that in the class that we did. What each of these spirits represent and how to pull them in and how to get what you need to get from these spirits. Oh, see, honey, girl. These girls are talking about their clairvoyance and shit, don't even understand these spirits, bitch. That's what y'all should be asking these girls. What are the 7 spirits connected to the Most High? And then what are they sub-spirits? Because it goes deeper than the Bible. Okay, the Bible put it in layman's terms. And if you go into the 7 African powers too, these are the spirits that they're speaking of. See, you got to get into the root of the word. So see, a lot of you, oh well, bitch, you're not really scratched. You know, she's not scratched. Bitch, I know a lot of Africans, girl. I know a lot of Nigerians. One of my major supporters is actually from Nigeria. I know a lot of African people, bitch. And I doubt that a lot of these African American spiritualists know any Africans. So bitch was like, how do you know the shit you think you know? Like, bitch, I know the fuck I know. These Orishas and these Loas are also written in the motherfucking Bible, as they are written in fucking the Hindu templates, stories, scriptures, Vedas. You cannot rewrite or raise spirits that are powerful out of history. They will always be spoken about. So, like I said before, these are the 7 African powers. So next time somebody tell you, girl, you do the African powers, that's not godly. Girl. And then you got to know which spirit is what. And that's how you know how to pray and venerate them and get your results out of the 7 African powers. So it says, and shall make him of quick understanding in the fear of the Lord, and he shall not judge after the sight of his eyes, neither reproof after the hearing of his ears. Hello? We're dealing with this, and this. And you know all this is connected, by the way. This is a diamond area. So it's all on the points. On the outside of the points is the ears. Above the points is the third eye. Below the points is the throat chakra. Within the points, if you're taking my home class, you know what's in those points. So all that right there, we're dealing with some alchemy here. We're dealing with some high magic here. Yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there, honey. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Yes, everybody who came in here, yes, honey. I love the Bible and my spirit guides, aka aliens. It's all the same, just in different contexts, depending on the individual perception. It actually is. And you know, aliens are actually, that's what I was telling my sister yesterday, aliens are actually demons. Like when people be like, I had an alien abduction, alien encounter, you're actually admitting to being abducted by demons. These are alien. Another word for alien is something that is unknown. Like when people come into America and they're not documented, they call them aliens. Think about it. Like words in English is so simple. So anything that they use in English, and you might say, well, it's not the same word, but it sounds the same. It has the same meaning. English just try to say there means us, someplace separate than what we're dealing with, girl. And then us together being, girl, bye. But it's all the same motherfucking thing, bitch. So aliens definitely are demons. And like I said, they're not all bad, but there are demons because they're closer to our realm. And that's what they are. Yes. So that whole alien suit of the 2 airs and the grays and all that, like I said, people will gag if they saw what aliens really look like. And that's people say aliens look like us. Yeah, they sure do. Okay, because they're spirits that manifest into this form. That whole, once again, Hollywood, big old gray body with big black eyes, girl. I told y'all my first story I had about an alien. When I was in college, one of my teachers, he was one of these little weird people. He was a veteran though, so I respect that. You know, I have love for people who fought for our country. And people don't really honor and respect gays, because gays, whether they've been open or secret about it, they've helped fight for your rights too. Hateful Americans, bitch. Y'all ass girl sitting here talking about this country, but she ain't doing a motherfucking thing for this country. Oh, girl. Anyway, so I respected him because of that, but he was a little weird. And he said, yeah, I was up there in Oregon. And, you know, Oregon is, Oregon and Northern California, past Chico, California, is very magical. Mount Shasta, Redding, Humboldt, all those areas are very powerful and energetic. Going into Oregon is a very powerful state. Okay, very, very metaphysical, very, very powerful. We're going to keep that there. It's an anchor state, okay? So either way, he said that he was up there stationed and they had to go somewhere. And I won't give up too much because I don't think he's supposed to say what he's supposed to say. But he said that he got to this entrance and these men at this gate were like 8 feet tall. And now he exaggerates shit, but I know he doesn't exaggerate like that. And he was like, they were 8 feet tall and they were big people. They didn't say nothing. They just gave me a look. And let me go through. Honey, I said, girl, that was the first alien experience that I actually heard from somebody that I trust, that I don't think is, mentally ill. And so that's why I said, when I hear these other stories of getting put into an alien ship and all that, I'm like, yeah, that sounds like the government got you together. That sounds like a moving, yeah. That sounds like some type of room that they put you in, going into the levels. Just, anyway, I won't even get into that because now I'll be getting into some real dark shit up on here. Get into the levels of where some of these missing people go and stuff, and caverns and stuff. Ooh, girl. And y'all should be ashamed of y'all stuff out there in Washington and in New Jersey coastline. The audacity of y'all. Y'all should, girl. Anyway. Yeah, so 7 holy gods. We should have been venerating the spirit of love. That's right. I know that's right. Yes, honey, we should have, honey. My spirit guides always give me the wrong information if I try to get my answers from tarot. It's for my own good. They don't let me cheat by giving me the answers. Lunatic. Oh my goodness. So when I do my readings, spirit guides come in, ancestors come in, angels come in, Holy Spirit come in, and also I would say energies of where I'm at, because there's things that have come in. I'm hearing stuff and I've never heard it before. I've never seen it before. I never felt it before. So I know some new energy coming in. So this is why you want to always protect yourself when you're doing anything spiritual. Like when I sit down here and I have talks with you guys, like I am just sitting here talking and going, but a lot of spiritual stuff come up. So I got to always make sure that my energy is protected so nothing comes in and do some shit that it should not be doing. But either way, so with the whole spirit guide, give the wrong information, all that, that's what I said. Tarot is tarot is considered double reading. Okay, that's the easiest way I can tell you. So with tarot, you have these cards, and that's the first reading because you have these cards. The second reading, and these cards come with instructions, and these instructions tell you what these cards means, and all the 10 of Pentacles and all the 9 of Hearts, and it all means the same thing, regardless of what deck you buy. But what makes it the second reading, which is the real reading, which is you being the spiritualist, okay, you being the clairvoyant, clairaudient, the person who could tap into energies and see spirits and astral beings and all this good stuff, is you see how that card pertains to the question at hand. So that whole, well, you asked a yes or no question, but I'm seeing the 10 of Pentacles, and all you know is what 10 of Pentacles stand for, and you say, well, I don't know if this is the answer to your question, but I do think that there's something coming in with money. And it's like, yeah, so how would you read a yes or no question with that? Like, if you're a real reader, you know how to read a yes or no question with tarot. You know how to read a yes or no question with playing cards. You know how to read a yes or no question with dominoes. You have to read a yes or no question with whatever. Because you get that answer through your ESP, through your other sensories, your extra sensory perceptions. You're not getting it from the physical. But when people are tarot readers, and I say I have no problem with tarot readers, I only have problems with ones that only use tarot to read. And then, well, I really don't know, but I can just give you what I think could have happened, and here's the reading. Like, so bitch, why the fuck are you pulling tarot then? If you're giving ideas of what could be, like, oh, I'm pulling a tarot And this is telling me that this possibly happened. No, bitch, did it happen or didn't happen? Because, bitch, you're the gifted one. So is your spirits not talking with you? Like, who's giving you this information? Like I said, so with that, tarot, like I said, you may think that tarot's giving you the wrong answer when you pull tarot and stuff, because these are tools that are used, like the Ouija board and stuff. Spirits are using to move and all that. But if you're getting an answer with your tarot that doesn't make sense to you, and or is the wrong answer, as you said, then I would advise you to work on your actual spiritual gifts. Yeah, work on your actual spiritual gifts. When you do your prayers and your meditations, ask for your spiritual guides to fine tune you and give you your gifts that you have, which are naturally connected to. The whole thing about learning how to be clairvoyant and you're not clairvoyant, that will never happen. Learning how to be clairaudient and you're not clairaudient, that will never happen. Learning how to be a clairsentient, or someone who could conjure up energy or project energy. Yeah, if that's not your natural ability, it's never going to happen. So it's kind of like even going into being anything, like being a cable guy or something. Everybody that's a cable guy gets trained to be a cable guy, but why do some of them actually excel at being a cable guy and some of them stop being a cable guy? It's the same formula. It's the same process. No, it's because some people, that's what they're meant to be. That's their natural calling, is fiber optics. It's connecting things, webbing things together, while the other persons probably just did it because it was money. So it's the same thing with that if it's not your calling, and it's not your natural gift, you may be like, I don't know what I'm doing, going into medical malpractice. A lot of people who are doctors who make mistakes, and we're talking about serious mistakes. Yeah, more than likely they're not healers. More than likely they saw that's where to make money. The mom and daddy probably want them to be a doctor, so they say, oh my God, let me go do it. And that's what it is. If you're not really a healer, you should not be a doctor. If you're not really a healer, you should not be a nurse. If you're really not a healer, you should not do anything to help people heal or deal with making people better, because you're going to fuck up and you're going to get shit together. Going into fighting for the unjust and the just, that's also an arena and a spiritual assignment. If you're not good at defending people, whether it's good or bad, then you won't be a good attorney. You won't be a good prosecutor. You won't be a good judge. Even going into being a police officer and stuff, to be a good police officer, to be a good, nurse and a good, fire person, you are helping people. You are serving people. So in order to be in that position, you have to be able to take care of people. You got to have a nurturing side. You have to have a protective side. And if you do not have these abilities, then that's when you get bad cops. That's when you get bad nurses. That's when you get bad firemen. They let people pass away. Even going into EMTs and medical tech stuff too. Same thing with that. That's how you get people that, oh, this person died on their clock and this and that. They let it go. Oh, the person was dying. They were laughing at them and shit. Like, girl, yeah, this is not really for you. You're doing it because it's money and you thought it was cute. So that's why we always say, stay in your lane. And stop appropriating. Bitch, if you're not a spiritualist, which means you never had the spiritual eye to solve your own life problems, then bitch, you're probably not good at solving other people's life problems. Okay, bitch, if you have a baby dad over here, baby daddy over there, this and that, you couldn't figure out what this happened. Bitch, you couldn't figure out how to come across with money. First of all, you were fucking and sucking since you were 12 years old. So you couldn't figure out how to get the money to go buy you groceries, and you got caught stealing $70 worth of groceries at Walmart. Like, girl, you probably are not meant to provide spiritual service for people to get them to teach them how to manifest, because you didn't have that ability. Like, it wasn't your natural calling. Your natural calling is what you go to. Period. Very similar to even how people identify. There are people that are white that identify with the Black culture. I think that's energy. That is a natural calling for them. Let them do that. One of the people being trans and stuff, and oh well, bitch, you're born a male. Well, physically, but spiritually, bitch, you don't know me. Bitch, you don't know you. Bitch, you don't even know yourself. Because once again, as one of these Black guys said, and I was telling this to my sister the other day, he was talking about how he won't date Black women because a lot of Black women are very masculine and he's not into masculinity. Who would have thought? So a lot of these men don't feel gay. They're not gay. So they don't want to do gay things. So they're like, bitch, yeah, you got a vagina, but honey, you act like a dude. Like I feel gay. That's how a lot of y'all should fucking feel. Fuck the genitalia, honey. How you acting? Honey, you kind of act like a female. Like, I'm not into that. I'm into masculine energy. I'm not into feminine energy, relationship wise. I've known people who date guys who are very feminine. I'm just like, girl, you only into him because he got a penis? Because since he is, girl, I'm seeing a lesbian when I see y'all. I'm seeing a gay relationship right now. Because honey, he's a trans spirit, honey. He got the spirit of a woman and he living as a man. And you got the spirit of a man but live as a woman. Oh, girl, because they thought she was a lesbian. I was like, girl, I believe it, because she like a feminine man. Used to shave his body, honey, and just, I don't get my hands dirty. Can someone come and cut this line for me? Can someone cut? Well, he wasn't doing all that like that. But can someone come and cut the line for me? Yeah, my hands are like really slippery. Yeah. I don't have any grip on my hands because I don't do any hard labor. I just sit in the office all day and tired. It was like, bitch, really? And you want to have kids by this man, girl? You better not. You better not have no kids by this motherfucker. Oh, it might be because I usually have created karma for myself whenever I try to get answers from tarot. You said it. And it's not just also about tarot. It's also about your energy. It's like, people got to understand, when you're pulling tarot, whether you're experienced or not, you're accessing your higher self. You're accessing your chakras. You're accessing your root, your sacral. And so you have a blockage there. That's why it's so important to work on yourself and heal thyself. If you have a blockage in your root, in your sacral, in your solar plexus, because those are the three lowest ones, they're not the most important ones. You have other ones beneath those. But you have a blockage in those three chakras, and you can look this up to get information on this. When you're doing readings and you're accessing this energy, because this is where this energy is coming from, you're interdimensional beings. You can pull energy from your soma, your third eye. That's people like, my third eye is open and da-da-da-da. All your spiritual gifts don't come from your third eye. It is interpreted through that, but some of the shit is pulled through your heart. So this is why when you have readings with people and you connect with them, you almost you sympathize with them. Like, oh my God, she's a single mother. Oh, because that's your story too. So once again, when your heart chakra is not clear and you do a reading like that, you become disconnected and your own trauma will come up to where you're not giving them a reading no more. You're giving them your reading, your perspective. And so that's why I tell people, I encourage them to go get readings from people who are outside of themselves. If you're a woman, go get a reading from a man or a trans. If you're a man, go get a reading from a woman or a trans. If you are a Black, go get a reading from a white. If you're American, go get a reading from a Caribbean. I advise you to do that because there's different energies and you understand that there's different experiences. So when this man or this woman is reading you, they're not giving you their story because they don't got kids. So, I have a question about my baby daddy. They're not telling you, well, this is what you should do. Because at the end of the day, bitch, they didn't practice what they preached. And so you have to understand that tarot, spirit boards, all that good stuff, you're pulling your own energy. You're pulling your own energy and you're interpreting what you're feeling based off of your aura, based off of your biofield, based off of your chakras. And also when you're doing things, you're also projecting that. So once again, projecting your reality into other people. You're also projecting from these sources too. And that's why I talked about in my home class, there's two chakras that I think that collectively Black Americans need to work on versus trying to do everything else. There's two chakras that need to be worked on. And collectively, you will see a shift because people don't have power over you when you are the commander-in-chief of your own life and your own body. Bitch, you are imprisoned in your mind because you are allowing that imprisonment to happen. That's it. It's just not my gifts. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go up. Wait a minute. Come on in here, Valentina. How you doing, Valentina? After my boyfriend died, I was haunted by spirits and they revealed to me that they were aliens. Oh, Sorry for your loss, lunatic. It was scary. They scared me to a spiritual awakening. Oh, that's usually how it happened, right? You're like, what the fuck is this? What is this? What is this glitter that I'm seeing? What is this shimmer? Why am I seeing specks of lights flashing? And then people, you look it up, they're like, oh, it's vision. You're going blind. But for me, I told y'all, I had astigmatism heavy in both of my eyes, and my vision has improved over the past 7 years. When you get older, your vision gets bad. But like I said, I can go to the eye doctor that I've been going to for the past 5 years, and I can ask them for past readings of my eyes and my current reading, and they will prove to you that my eyes have gotten stronger. And so these little specks and stuff that I was seeing and all that good stuff, that was all spirit. I was like, oh my God, bitch, I'm going blind. I'm seeing specks of light. Oh my God. And it was signs, those spirits telling me this, bitch, this was aliens, or this is angelic beings, and this and that. And even going into glitter, I knew a girl that when money was coming, for me, it's the right hand itch and the left hand itch and whatever. And of course, I think that was something I was taught, a superstition. But for this girl, glitter would appear. And I've seen it. It will be gold glitter or specks, gold in color, or silver in color. And when it would be silver, losing money. When it would be goldish, she's getting. And it'll be like, oh my God, girl, do you see this? Oh, okay, wow, boom. And it will be, once again, right hand, left hand. The gold glitter would be in the right hand. The silver glitter would be in the left hand. And she was left-handed too. Yeah. Chiquina, Arizona. Are you from Arizona? Shout out to Chiquina, Arizona. Yes, honey. Madam, would you please offer your opinion on Michigan? Lots of rollover vehicles, accidents, and murders. Jackie Brown. Okay, so I will do this very quick. I wanted to do this, Jackie Brown. There's something I want to do. See, you, Spirit is using you to talk to me right now, Jackie Brown. So right now, I've been telling people this for a very, very long time. So there are levels to the earth. There's not just the center of the earth. And think about the ground. So we have the ground. We have above the ground, like the house, like they put the concrete down. So we're above the ground. So the ground, and then we're above the ground a little bit. And then you have, let's say, the next example would be chairs. The next example would be the top of the cars. The next example would be the top of carports. The next example would be the top of house. The next example would be the top of trees. So there's levels above the ground. It's not just above the ground. So the same thing below the ground. There are levels below the ground, and the levels underneath the ground, just like above the ground, are not even with each other. Just throwing it out there. So going into America, predominantly the East Coast, the South, and the North, what would you call that? Northern, we'll just say this. So we'll say Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Philly. Okay, that little region there, right? Going even into Washington, D.C., that connects all the way even down to Atlanta, touches part of Florida, touches part of Alabama, and it's just all differently. There's things that are taking place, and Tennessee is known for this too. Usually above ground, but they do have some stuff underground. They're doing a lot of stuff beneath the ground, fracking, building, changing, twisting, designing. And it's not because of the end of the world and they think the end of the world is coming. It's other stuff, which I won't go into there. So that's the physical stuff that is happening. So what's happening is kind of very similar to electricity and stuff, right? So, and as I'm telling you guys this too, like things are coming to me. So there's electricity in the ground, right? Magnetic field. The earth has a magnetic field, right? Like the body. Okay. And it's round. And that's why they portray the earth as being round, because the energy field is round, just like our body. Our body, we're not round, we're 3D, but if we laid flat, we're flat, right? Oh, well, hilly for the breast, whatever, but still we're flat. But orally, biomagnetically, we have layers that goes around us, that loops around us like an apple, right? So these lands in certain parts, especially over there in these area, Michigan, Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, and Ohio, very magnetic. Now going into particularly the along the Michigan Lake, or what lake is that? Yeah, Lake Michigan. I told y'all there's some stuff in that water. So it makes those states right there, Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, and Indiana, very electromagnetic or very electrocharged. So when electricity is high, spirits are more drawn to it because spirits like us, they see the light, la luz. They see our light and they're drawn to us. This is why we have the ability to either attract good spirits to us or bad spirits, depending on what we do. When the light is dimmer, we attract bad spirits. When the light is brighter, we attract good spirits, and bad spirits want to feed off of it. That's the only reason why they want to come. So the same thing with these states. A lot of weird stuff has been going on with these states for a very, very long time, going into portals, being accessed into demonic realms and astral realms. But these areas are very electrically charged and magnetic charged. In particular, Michigan, parts of Indiana, parts of Illinois, and parts of Wisconsin. Not all the state, but part of it. So there's definitely some energies being shifted, going into a backward sea, even going into like celebrity connections to demonic sacrifices being done down there in Atlanta, Florida. I mean, the list just go on. And yeah. So to answer your question, there's a lot of electromagnetic stuff going on in Michigan. And I don't know what's going on in Michigan as far as what you're saying, because I've not, I don't care to look at the news because of what's going on. And I need to keep my mind from wandering and shit. But there's some magnetic stuff going on there. And that's just what I'm feeling. But also going into portals are being open and things are changing and going into the little energy points that are shifting on this planet that was once in Washington and that moved over into Montana, and energies that was once in North Dakota has now shifted over into Minnesota. And so now you have stuff that is being presented to us in the past 3 or 4 years that has taken place in Minnesota, right? So these energies are being shifted, right? They're being moved, kind of like a cyclone, and it's slowly moving. So the same energy that Michigan is getting right now is the same energy that is also in Chicago. And there's someone or something, and I do feel like it's a group of people, magically speaking, that are doing death rituals and a lot of sexual energy, either in South Carolina, yeah, we'll say South Carolina for sure. And so it's churning that energy like a full circle. And the only energy or the only space that I'm seeing that is protected from this energy is Kentucky. But all these other states, especially like Louisiana, part of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, um, Kansas, going around, like all this is a part of this current of energy. And I want you to think of it as so a circle. Oh my God. There's something I used to use like a strainer. And when you close it, it's one thing like this, right? And when you open it, it starts expanding, right? Into bigger circle layers of layers within the circle. That's what this energy is like right now, too. That's exactly what's going on. And then, of course, the other states outside of this circle is also feeling some type of shift. So we got going into California, things are going on in California, things are going on in Arizona, things are going on in New Mexico, things are going on. Like there's little minor shifts that are also taking place, but heavily right now with demons and murders and blood, where there's sexual, or blood sex wise or blood killing wise. Definitely for sure. The states I just mentioned right now are definitely going to have a lot of high. And I feel like they always have. Like you look at history in those states, Michigan, and like all the states in the circles, there's a lot of them. There's about at least 12 of them. They've always had weird shit there. Yeah, I've always had like weird missing cases. People going missing just out the thin air, leave their house, their car, their keys, their phone. Nobody could find them. And you're just like, girl, I'm telling you right now. So that's what's going on. What I want to do is, Jackie Brown, I'm going to get on here eventually. Oh my God, it's 2:35. I'm going to get on here eventually. And I want to do a special type of reading because spirit always talk and I always listen, but I just do other stuff and I don't want to leave things that I'm starting on unfinished. I like to finish what I've started and then start something new. But I want to do something to talk about that because I have a lot of people out there in Chicago, and I have a friend out there in Chicago, believe it or not, that's actually trans, and she's been protected. Okay. And I want to talk about the energies over there in Illinois, but particularly Chicago, and going into Detroit, Michigan, and other parts of Michigan, as well as Indiana. And, yeah. And Wisconsin, too. We have the Jeffrey Dahmer situation. There's a lot of weird tea up over there, honey. A lot of weird tea. A lot of weird tea. So there you go. That's what's going on. Rollovers attributed to magnetic tea, and murderers is contributed to demonic portals being open. Yes. Yes, come on here, Lunatic. Yes, honey. It might be because I usually have created. Okay, that's where I was at. Otherwise, I'm patient usually. How do you learn to have gifts? So this is where we talk about ancestor veneration. That's like, to me, when people say, I venerate my ancestors, that's why I said, I don't think that Black Americans know their ancestors, because a lot of you do ancestor veneration, ancestor worshiping, and altars with pictures up and candles lit, and you do prayers and all this. But there's still no progress because I don't think that's your real path. As we talked about Dane Calloway talking about, Harriet Tubman, and these just being figures but not real people. Get into it. These are rituals that are being performed on y'all, and the more they perform the rituals, the heavier the binding and hexing happens. And that's why they got to keep coming out with slave movies and 12 Years a Slave and this and that and boo boo boo. Like, bitch, we got the fucking storyline already. Okay, we got the fucking storyline already, bitch. But they're doing rituals. So either way, going into ancestor veneration, when you venerate your ancestors, your gifts will become known. That's one easy way of getting your gifts. Your ancestors will show you what your gifts are. If you are a clairaudient, okay, so because there's a lot of clairs, right? But we'll just talk about the basics. If you're a clairaudient, then you will start to hear stuff more like, oh, I just heard a voice. Oh, wow, wait a minute. Did you just call me before that? Oh, you did it? Oh, wow. I could swear you asked me like 2 minutes ago for that. Yeah. So now we know that you're becoming clairvoyant. Oh God, I'm seeing this and that, and then it happens. Oh, see, I spoke it into existence. No, yeah, you're clairvoyant. So once again, that's where the gifts come in at, and that's how they're heightened. Now, going into your divine stuff, we know the elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, right? We know the elements. Spirit is entwined in all these elements. If you feel like you are connected to water, and we're not talking about zodiacs, because you could be an air sign but be connected to fire, like I am. I'm connected to the element of fire, even though I'm an air sign. And then there's fire signs that are connected to water, and there's water signs that are connected to earth. So we're not talking about the sign, the zodiac perspective. But if you feel like your element is water, then do rituals with water and see how powerful you become with it. If you feel like your element is earth, then do earth rituals and see how powerful. And a lot of you would say, well, what are these rituals? Haters are watching, so I can't feed my haters. But there's a lot of rituals out there that if you are connected to people that you can get your hands on to learn how to do them. If you feel like you're connected to air, there's air rituals you could do to manipulate. Once, like I said before, manipulating the weather. That's one way of getting into elements, causing fires, earthquakes, this and that, whatever, sending hurricanes, all that. This is how you get into your abilities and your gifts and knowing what your elements are. And once you know your element, then your gifts will come to you. So you have the ability, if you feel like you're connected to water, now you can scribe with water. If you feel like your element is water, now you can take a spiritual bath, meditate in the water, and get your visions while you're there meditating. If you feel like your element is water, now you can take water and pour your libations in a place and do protection. That's an example of water rituals. If you feel like you're connected to earth, then you sit down and you barefoot, naked, completely on earth, and you ground yourself. You bury yourself in mud. You do a mud, get mud and lay down if that's your thing, if you're big enough for that. Go to a beach and play in the sand. Get into the meditation. Once again, your element will be there. Your gifts will be stronger to where you can take sand with you. You know, those little sand valves growing up. You remember they used to have those little colored sand valves? Those were protection. Those were love charms. Those were healing charms. Taking that sand and healing someone with it, touching that sand and sprinkling over somebody's body, doing healing work with that sand because the element was earth. So that's what I said. Everybody's element is not the same, and everybody don't do love rituals the motherfucking same. So once again, if your element is fire and you're doing love work, then of course you would work with a lot of candles. You would work with a lot of fireplaces, bonfires. You work with a lot of this and that, this and that. Going into my best friend, we share the same element. I'm an air sign, and my element is fire, and she's a water sign. Her element is fire, and so bonfires and candles and things that represent light, like lights and stuff, that recharges us. That makes us feel like ooh, we see things. And anyway, so there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you learn your gifts, Jay. When you are clear, when you clear all the things you're holding yourself back from, you naturally become in touch with yourself and who you are in the metaphysical world, and the universe blesses you with gifts. That is true, Valentina. Yes, because every experience that you've had has built you, right? And we're talking about you from an energetic perspective. So going into the chakras, I keep going into that. These are different levels of consciousness. So we all have chakras, right? But some of us have fucked up root chakras. Some of us have fucked up sacral chakras. Some of us have chakras, sacral chakras that are not fully developed. Some of us have sacral chakras that are completely blown out to where it's literally just pulsating little, energy. And so once you clear out the dead weight, the blockages, literally, that are blocking these energy sources, then you start to align each and one of them because they're all connected, right? When you extend, you connect the root to the sacred, soul, blah, blah, blah. You cannot have a spiritual extension with a blockage in one of these areas. And I talk about racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia. All that deals with blockages. And you cannot sit here and say that you're completely healed and trauma-free, but you're racist or you're sexist or you're homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic. Like that's not possible. That's not possible because even in your experience of, well, I've had trauma, and once again, we're going into trauma. I've had racial slurs thrown at me, but you've healed from that trauma. So when those words come up, it does not hit you. It does not strike you. It comes your way, but it doesn't hit you because bitch is not for you. So so that's not your level of consciousness. That's not where you're at. So it doesn't pertain to you. So the same thing with all this. Like I said, when you let go of your stuff, your blockages, and stop living a life that people want you to live, and live life for yourself, and stop trying to do things because it gets you money. Do things for your spiritual salvation, not the physical. So when the spiritual is taken care of, the physical will be taken care of, because the spirit is what pulls in the physical. That's when all your blessings come in. When you let that go. Person, place, and things that are dead weight and dead energy, let them go. Girl, think about your ass flying. When you fly in an airplane, girl, you can't take 20 things of luggage just with you and shit, girl. When they do carry-ons and shit, girl, they don't let you carry on all those damn bags and carry on. What you got? One personal bag and one carry-on bag. One airport, I think, it lets you carry a personal bag, a carry-on and like a bag with a laptop in, girl. You know what I did, girl. You know, girl, I had the laptop and I stuck some shit up in that. Girl, I had the purse had shit in there, and I had the carry-on. Girl, I had no check bags. And then going into check bags, metaphysically speaking, they can get lost. They can get misplaced, and then you replace them. You buy them over again. But the carry-on is the most important, obviously, right? Because the most important things you're going to carry on with you, not have it thrown and damaged and shit. So, yes, think of every situation in your life as boarding a plane. Let go of things and person, place, and things that do not serve you. Let it go. You will heal. You may, oh my God, I'm so lonely. Oh, trust me, honey. When you clear out that, more will come. Girl, back in the day, once again, not get into my spiritual stuff, wanting the need to please people and be with people. And I gotta, oh my God, oh, bitch. It was like, oh my God, I need this. I need this. Now it's like, bitch, I gotta fight the motherfuckers off me. Because, like, bitch, there's no blockages. There's no dead weight there. And that's another thing people say, too. Why is it when I'm single, nobody is hitting on me, da-da-da-da. But when I'm with somebody, everybody's hitting on me. That's one good example, too, of blockages. Because you're so needy of it. You're so wanting it. Oh, my God. That you're actually going through your trauma. You're actually projecting your trauma. And that's creating a blockage. And then when you're in this relationship, you're still going through your trauma, but you're more relaxed about it. So it's opening the way. Think of it as, well, I don't want to say that analogy, but it came up right now. Think of it as your booty hole and hemorrhoids. You know, when you sit on toilet, you're supposed to relax and let the shit fall out. You're not supposed to sit there straining and shit. If you do, bitch, then you're going to get hemorrhoids. Same thing with that. When you're relaxed, it opens and everything just starts coming out. Everything connects with you. When you're straining, right? Because you're just, I gotta have it. I gotta get married before I'm 22. Oh, where's Prince Charming? Oh, I gotta have it. Oh, now, bitch, you're straining, sis, and you're not giving yourself nothing but hemorrhoids, sis. And if it's internal, girl, God bless you. Hopefully, it's an external hemorrhoid, because the internal, bitch, those motherfuckers hurt worse than the external ones, honey. The external ones itch. The internal ones, girl, they burn, girl, and they last for a very long time. Bitch, please. Okay. Yes, honey. It's very powerful and beautiful. Yes, honey. Your natural calling is what you're naturally drawn to. Drawn to in that part of your life. Come on in here. And what they say, everything you touch turns to gold. That's how you know what your calling is, too, outside of spiritual gifts. If you're meant to heal people, you're going to heal people, and you're going to have more people to heal without you even trying to heal people. If you're meant to be the best prostitute in town, honey, you don't have to go out and advertise on a corner. Hey, come on in here. I'm the best in town. They're going to automatically come to you because your talent has shown. Girl, I'm gagging at my analogies tonight. I'm gagging at my analogies. Come on in here, 1111. 111. Yes, I remember this girl told I was a woman trapped in a man's body. Ooh, she was coming for you because you're feminine. Mm-hmm. She's coming for you because you're feminine. You should have said, well, I thank you for acknowledging that, or I thank you for recognizing that. But yeah, that would have been shady. Are you from New Orleans? Who is Shakira, Arizona? Shakira, Arizona. You from New Orleans, Louisiana? I got friends and family out there, honey. The West Bank, Metairie, Slidell, Shreveport, Edmonton, all over. All over, honey. All over Louisiana. Yeah. All over Louisiana. The two popular places that my maternal family is in is Louisiana and Illinois. Carbondale, Champaign, Joliet. Yeah, those are the two common places. In Ohio, some there, but not as much as are in Illinois. And then Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indianapolis. Baby, I got family all over Toledo, Ohio. Yes, honey. Got family all over Midwest fracking. RuPaul entered the chat. Who's RuPaul? Valentina, who's RuPaul? Shut up. Shut up, Valentina. Valentina. Thank you, Jackie Brown. Yeah, I want to do a video on it. There's something I want to do because y'all know I'm into the dark stuff. I'm into darkness. I'm into the heavy energy. I want to talk about places that have a lot of heavy energy in America and share some spiritual insight on it and keep it moving. And I want to do a series of it. So like dedicate my time to the state of Indiana for like a week or two. And then the next week that's what I want to do. And I talked about this with my sister maybe about 2 or 3 months ago. But I want to do something like that because I think people need to know what energies are out there and how to protect yourself. Oh my goodness, yes, that's all magnetic. Yeah, one of my friends was asking about thunderstorms and stuff, and hurricanes and tornadoes and cyclones and all that, and rain and all that. And I told her, that's ions, negative charged and positive charge. Lightning actually happened. Once again, going into eco and earth science, when something happens on the ground of Earth, something happens in the sky. So there has to be a just the right amount of charge that happens. And when that charge happens, it puts lightning or thunders in the clouds. When lightning strikes, that means that it's heavier. The charge is heavy, like it's really heavy. And so I was telling that with rains, tornadoes, all that too. All that's also a form of electromagnetic energy. And this is why you have the ability to stop hurricanes and to make it go the opposite way and to tame down tornadoes and to tame down tsunamis and to tame down earthquakes. Something happened this week. Actually, there was a city up in Northern California called Farmington that had a 4.8 earthquake. I want to say last week on a Wednesday. I'll keep that there because sometimes you got to show people what you're about. You could tell people all you want to, but that, well, girl, well, if you really think, if you know that, then why you that? Oh, girl, check the receipts, sis. Please check the receipts. Okay. I think the bad guys are actually the good guys. Yes, I never witnessed an evil energy. Oh, Luna. Well, we need to meet then. You welcome, Jackie Brown. So they're pulling Pluto energy. Oh, that's a part of our lives every day, though. Pluto, Saturn, Mercury, solar, lunar. These are the energies that are always dealing with us. Jupiter, every now and then. That's why they always talking about, oh God, Saturn got rings. We discovered this with Saturn. They're always focusing on these planets. Once again, going into Pluto and how it structured generations. Pluto is what make people successful or make people fail as a generation. And of course, the older generations think that the newer generations is failing because of what's going on. But we all know that all this is a part. It's kind of like the global warming shit. This is a part of a higher plan. They have nothing to do with the fact is that you leave your TV on all night, or why the ice caps are melting. Girl, we've had an ice age. We've had and we've had more than one ice age. But bitch, yeah, changes happen. Energy is changing. Let it happen. People trying to predict, and I see this in 100 years, and I see this in 50 years. By the year 2021, we're gonna see this and that. It hasn't happened because, bitch, you're not the Most High. Is it to reveal stuff or just to do it? Well, they're fighting because things are shifting. Okay, so we're shifting timeline. Going into the Magicians, that's why I love the TV show Magicians, because They use a lot of ancient philosophy. And after this, I'm gonna go because y'all it's like 3 a.m, honey. I was supposed to be finishing my kitchen. Y'all went to Target and bought some shelf organizers to organize some shit, y'all. And I've been, bitch, I've been addicted. Bitch, I've been on a ball, bitch. Organize, bitch. Let me organize this, girl. Y'all, listen. I organize my waters by color, bitch. Hello. But um, what was I gonna say about Pluto? Oh my god, I fucking forgot what the fuck I was gonna say right now. Oh, timelines. Okay, so the Mayans, um, you know, talked about a timeline and the rift and darkness and all this good stuff. And little do people know that, after the 12th, December 21st, 2012, you got all these 12s and all these twos. That's when we start seeing all these Mandela effects and double of this and triple of this and triple of that. A timeline shifted, right? And even going even into like 2005, 2008, and 2008 and 2000, whatever. But now that's what we're going into now too. So 2020 to 2023 represents a dark area. After 2023, we're going on to another timeline. Now, a lot of people, false prophets, are saying shifting dimensions. So I'm already in a fifth dimension. Y'all come in here now too. That's false prophecy because you're already operating in multiple dimensions at more than one time anyway. That's why you're able to sit here today and think about buying a new house and then next week actually get the new house. Or how about you're sitting here thinking about you're going to go to McDonald's and go get you a Big Mac and a large fry and a soda tomorrow, and it actually happens. Nothing stops that from happening because you are literally pulling in things from other dimensions, right? You're in another level of consciousness because tomorrow's not even come yet, and you're pulling something in. And so the same thing with what's going on with all this, what we're seeing now, is that they're thinking of things or they're trying to do things to beat because time is up, like Oprah said. Time is up. The timeline is shifting and very limited, like the Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces right now. We have until the 26th or the 28th, one of those days, bitch, to get all the tea you need to get from that energy. After that, bitch, it's a done deal. Okay? Same thing with that. So, like I said, they're doing it not just to do it, they're doing it to get information because we're retracing our steps back. And I told y'all something that I learned about human history, that all the planets is the same planet, and that's why everything is an illusion, and why that's why they can't really get to Mars and all this other good shit, and how a lot of these planets actually look like each other. So if you actually do a timeline from the sun all the way to Pluto, and how Pluto is small and icy, but if you do a timeline on all the planets and even going into Venus, how Venus is so close to us and Venus is identical to us, right? In everything, like the size and all that good stuff. I think the gas and stuff is different, but still, it's literally a timeline. Like Mars is the future of Earth. If we go into a drought, and I want y'all to really think about this for a minute because this is really a higher perspective. This is really, God's light of coming in. If you really look at Mars, and that's why they always talk about, oh, they saw a shadow figure and it looks like Bigfoot and shit. You're seeing a future self of yourself. You're seeing it through the lens or the black mirror, which is your TV or your phone or your computer. Because that's not the way you're seeing these footages. You're seeing it through a black screen. You're scrying. So if you actually look at, like I said, how there was once water on Mars and it's dried up, that's a drought. That's a famine. Going into the mountains on Mars, and it has faces. Doesn't Mount Rushmore have faces on it? If you look at a lot of places here in America and you zoom out, you see little faces and figurines and stuff. So it's like, girl, and even going into where people say them going to outer space and they're right there in Arizona and stuff, the red sands. I'm just saying, like all of this, it's really It's about timelines and going back into the magicians jumping timelines and them going to go find this and the traveler and trying to retrace their steps and go stop this and prevent this and all this good stuff. And then the monster was, I can't remember his name, but he was, you couldn't see him, but you saw all these moths or butterflies circling around him. That's change. That's a shift. If you look at the videos of this, they show Earth as a rock with clusters of rock and water falling from it into the space, and it's evaporating. And that's why when people say the Earth ain't flat, like, well, where does the water go? It just runs. Bitch, space is motherfucking water. Because according to the scriptures, it talks about the waters being divided from the waters above and the waters below. That's what the scriptures say, bitch. So, bitch, don't fight with me because I'm reiterating what the scriptures say. Girl, I'm telling you what the scripture says, going into the book of Genesis, where it talks about the waters were separated from the lowers, from the outers. Bitch. So it does run eventually. Like, girl, it's not cycling through on Earth unless you're atheist, you don't believe in God and you don't believe in all that good shit. But I would like to believe that the ancient Jewish people and the ancient Egyptians knew more about this fucking planet than any of you motherfuckers right now. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty fucking sure, sis. I'm pretty sure. I'm willing to bet all my savings on it. So it's very important to know thyself and to heal thyself and to really, 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 really work on yourself your whole life. Everything in life that you experience is about you and your involvement. Are you going to allow them to set you back, or are you going to allow them to lift you up? I'm about lifting up, honey. So listen, y'all. I'm going to go. Okay. I hope y'all have a good week. And be productive. I hope y'all have a good week. Be good. Get up on your magic. New moon was just the other day. And get up on your tea. Keep your energy balanced. Get out there barefooted. Balance yourself. Eat fresh. Eat these fruits and vegetables and with seeds. Water. Stay hydrated. Sleep. Get your nutrition. Okay, if you can't have access to vegetable, we talk about country farms. We talk about a whole bunch of places, Alive Vitamins. They make their vitamins out of fruits and vegetables, extracts. But get these things into your body. Meditate, pray, stay what you want, say what you want, and say it with convictions. Mean it, and watch what happens. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm surprised my leg didn't get tired sit like this whole damn time. I'm going to go, y'all. My babies are laying here. Bella, right here. It's okay, Mama. Go ahead. Go lay down. Go ahead. Yeah, Mama. Go ahead. Yeah, my little baby. She's my little baby. And yeah, y'all. I hope y'all have a... Okay. Yeah, I hope y'all... Oh, girl. I would have to delete this video. Bitch. Girl, that would have been a nip slip. Girl. Anyway, bye everybody. 2aspirit@gmail.com. And also, be out on the lookout for the Durga and Kalimon class and Lilith. Yes, I've been getting a lot of emails. We've done a Lilith class before, but I think it was like more of a private thing. I don't think it was a collective thing. But anyway, everybody. Thank y'all for stopping by so late. Honestly, it was a privilege and an honor to have you all in here who was commenting this late or this early. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I send you all love and light and positive energies and high vibrations. And also, you okay? Let me go, y'all. I gotta go. Bye.